way for the last few seasons. This is not the same old Detroit Lions team.
Well, one thing the Lions have done very well is get good field position following a kickoff, because they are one of the better return teams, as are the Eagles, by the way, as David Akers tees it up and ready to kick to Eddie Drummond, who is second in the league in kick returns, and last week returned one 99 yards against the Houston Texans. This is the first road game for the Eagles. Not that that's been a problem for them. They were 7-1 last year, losing only in Dallas. Drummond ready for the return, and the kick going to the former Penn State running back at the 3-yard line. And Drummond gets hit just as he crosses the 20 as this game gets underway. A 19-yard return for Eddie Drummond, and Joey Harrington, growing along with the young weapons, has won 5 of the last 6 home games here in Detroit. And this is his group that he has with him on the offensive unit. There is the offensive line, and a young, impressive line with several #1 draft picks up front. Kevin Jones is the running back. Straight formation, starting from the 22. And Kevin Jones, the rookie, gets knocked back and will lose a yard. Javon Kearse comes in quickly to make the play.
It's going to be very important for that offensive line group right there to play well today. They want to get back to the left side a little bit more. They like their matchup on that side.
And as far as the backs and receivers, Kevin Jones taking on the #1 round, traded up with Kansas City, but Roy Williams has been a sensation early on, the 7th pick, has 2 touchdown passes receptions last week. It'll be second down and 11 from the 21. Savvy crowd, quiet with the Lions on offense, and Jones trying to bounce it outside, but the Eagles are there. And coming in from the secondary, Lito Shepherd and Dhani Jones making the play, and Jones picks up 2. The Eagles defensive unit.
And you heard Tony talk about it. It's going to be very important for Corey Simon and Darwin Walker to get some production. If Andy Reid has looked at one thing during this first 2 weeks, he likes more production out of his tackles.
Jones, Simino, and Nate Wayne, who had a big game against Minnesota in Philadelphia. Sheldon Brown and Lito Shepherd both coming up big against the Vikings' offensive prowess. It'll be third down and 9. Trips on the right side, and here is Harrington in trouble, and he throws that one away. So Harrington has not had much of a chance, and once again Javon Kearse, who made a habit of pressuring Dante Culpepper on Monday, does it again here.
And you don't always have to get the sack. What Jim Johnson likes to do with his defensive plan is put pressure on the quarterback. Shorten the time in the pocket that he has to make a decision. Try and force him into throwing a ball before he's ready, where you get the mistakes. That's how you generate turnovers. A big hit by Javon Kearse right there at the end, too. Joey Harrington took a shot.
Nick Harris with the punt, and Reno Mahi fielding it at the 25-yard line and trying to jitterbug his way, and gets it 5 more yards. So Mahi, who is a second in the NFC in punt returns, only gets 5 on the return, but quick work for the defense, and Donovan McNabb comes onto the field. And McNabb leading passing rating in the National Football League, easily off to the best start in his career.
I really do feel like his play has elevated everybody else on the offensive side of the ball. You talk about Terrell Owens and what he could do, but Donovan McNabb just off to an incredible start this season.
Greg Lewis is in as a 4th wide receiver as the Eagles begin from the 31, and McNabb with the short drop and the pass, and it's caught by Terrell Owens, and Owens picking up 6 yards on first down.
The offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles concerning more about the inside. Artis Hicks, Hank Fraley, and Jermaine Mayberry. How do they do against those big tackles for the Lions?
And of course the big guns, Brian Westbrook accounting for 40% of Philadelphia's offense so far this year, but Terrell Owens, you think he likes Philadelphia, leading the NFL with 4 touchdown catches. Second down and 4 for the Eagles on their own 36. Just the start of things in Detroit against the 4-man rush. And here is McNabb, and the pass is caught for the first down to Freddie Mitchell. And Mitchell has it out to the 46-yard line, and the tackle by Keith Smith.
And off to a good start so far. 2 passes by the Philadelphia Eagles, and that offensive line is doing well up front, giving Donovan plenty of time keeping the defensive line at the line of scrimmage. And one of the things when you're playing against Donovan McNabb, you're worried about him pulling that ball down and running with it, but you've got to create pressure. I think the best way is to be aggressive. You can't sit back and think he's going to run. You've got to get there and force the play.
So moving the sticks, the Eagles with a first down on the 46-yard line, and Brian Westbrook carrying for the first time today going outside. Was tripped up initially by Earl Holmes, the veteran middle linebacker, and he cuts Westbrook's to only 1-yard gain. Defensively for the Detroit Lions, and James Hall, despite the fact that he's playing with pins and a broken thumb, leading the NFL in sacks early on, but Sean Rogers is quite a talent. The linebackers, rookie Teddy Lehman, second-round pick with Holmes and James Davis.
And because of some injuries at the cornerback position, maybe a little bit more conservative game plan today by Dick Jauron. Not as much man, not as much blitz.
And that can make it difficult to get those long plays off for the Philadelphia offense. Kingston in motion on 2nd down and 9, and it's Westbrook off the right side. And Westbrook carries it out just shy of midfield, a 2-yard gain. And Corey Redding, another one of those high picks. Lions finally getting the benefit of many of those high draft picks that they've had in recent years, paying dividends.
Well, they went through a period where they really struggled with the draft. The guys that they were selecting, and even high first and second round picks, not panning out. But the last few years, they have built a tremendous foundation. They still have that big gap with some veteran players and then some really young players. They don't have that middle group in year 4, 5, and 6 that can become the core of their team because of some poor drafts several years ago.
But they've had good drafts, and this is the first interesting third down situation. 3rd and 7 for the Eagles on their 49-yard line. McNabb has time, but the pass overthrown intended for Todd Pinkston, and good coverage that time on the part of Fernando Bryant. So 4th down, and the Eagles will have to kick.
And when we talk about a conservative game plan, we don't necessarily mean that they're just going to sit back and allow Philadelphia to dictate. They will choose their spots to play aggressively. Good coverage by Fernando Bryant right there on Todd Pinkston, and they're going to be fundamentally sound more than conservative.
Dirk Johnson has only punted 5 times this year, so he's got to get his work in apparently, and Eddie Drummond going back to return for the Lions. And a terrific kick headed for the end zone. And the touchback will be called, and the Lions will bring it out on the 20 after the 51-yard punt. No score. Each team has had a taste of the football.
Sand painting is practiced by many cultures. Notice how they place the sand, 1 grain at a time. They've been working on this piece for over 8 days. I'm sorry, no pictures, please. Just look at the detail.
Want to get away? Now you can. Go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $149 internet specials to 59 destinations nationwide. Purchased by October 21st.
You are now. Introducing the 2005 Nissan Altima with a new interior, and now with $1,000 cash back or 2% APR financing. Only at your Nissan dealer.
Thank you for opening the door.
Thank you for playing in the U.S.
Thank you for making us proud.
For being part of a great tradition.
Thanks for being a role model for me and my dad.
Thank you for your toughness.
Thank you for picking up the torch.
Thanks, beautiful.
Thanks for being our sister.
Yeah, we love you. We love you, Mia.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39.
Well, this morning it was Packer star Ahman Green. Now it's your chance to tell us who you want to see go 10 yards with TB on next week's pregame show. Log on to foxsports.com on MSN and choose from LeVar Arrington, Ray Lewis, Ty Law, and Warren Sapp. And then tune in later today to see who was selected. Tough break for the Eagles with John Ritchie, their fullback, shaken up on that punt.
Good to see him. He is walking off the field right now at the top right corner of your screen, and they were checking the structural integrity of his knee, taking him through a whole bunch of tests. You can see right there he's limping a little bit. An interesting situation for the Eagles right now. They made Thomas Tepe, their backup fullback, inactive today on the roster. So if John Ritchie is unable to go, now all of a sudden, I know Andy Reid has a lot of packages that he likes to use, but that fullback package might have just gone out the window for the Eagles offense.
Yeah, and he may have to put a tight end back there for blocking purposes. So we'll see if Ritchie can get back. Meanwhile, the Lions starting from the 20. Schlesinger and Jones in the backfield. The offense has not shown that much so far this year, and Harrington going up the middle, and Ty Streets, the former 49er who played for Steve Mariucci, makes the grab, picking up 9.
Joey Harrington really feels that Ty Streets does give them some good production at the outside receiver spot, even though Charles Rogers is gone. But a little stunt right there by the Eagles defense. They get Corey Simon around. Joey Harrington doing a good job, standing in the pocket, knowing he's going to take the hit and delivering the ball to Ty Streets.
And this is a quarterback's dream, Darrell, is 2nd down and 2. To do just about anything. The ball on the 28. They'll run the ball to Jones. Jones has enough for the first down. Corey Simon brings him down. Very impressed are they with Kevin Jones, the rookie from Virginia Tech. As we said, the Lions traded up with Kansas City to get Jones in the first round along with Roy Williams.
And there you see the woes of the Detroit Lions this year, especially in the first quarter. You talk about the first half in general, but the first quarter, they have gotten off the slow starts, and they cannot do that today against Philadelphia. Philadelphia is very explosive, and even if they are controlling the ball, not getting the points, but taking time off the clock, punting the ball effectively to force Philadelphia to go long distances.
First down at the 33, and here is Jones trying to read his blocks and reading the defense very well. Nate Wayne inactive in the opening game against the Giants, came back big against the Vikings. And the Lions, as you mentioned, Harrington has had rugged starts this year, but he has been the most impressive quarterback in the league in the fourth quarter.
He really has done a great job in the second half and the fourth quarter in particular, but Kevin Jones going over to the sideline right there. One of the things he's going to have to learn to do in the NFL is just get the ball north and south. You can't bounce everything. And I know he had some success in college, you know, taking the ball up into the middle and then bouncing it to the outside. But the pursuit and the speed of the defenders in the NFL is so fast that there's sometimes you just got to press that hole and take what's there.
So Artus Pinner, another impressive running back on the pitch, getting the call on his first play. And Pinner diving, you can see short of the first down by about 3, thanks to Mark Simino, the linebacker, and Brian Dawkins. There you see Joey Harrington, how he has struggled in the first quarter, but look at those numbers in the fourth, and that's what you want to see, and that's where the Lions have won their first 2 games against the Bears and the Texans.
And you know, historically, even when he was in college, you know, he was doing a good job late in the games. And there goes Javon Curse, and a guy who has battled injuries for 2 seasons now. You know, that is something that could change the complexion of this game again for the Philadelphia Eagles. Two critical guys leaving the field early.
And Curse is replaced by Jerome McDougal. Here's the quick out to the tight end Steven Alexander, but the Eagles are there. Only 1-yard pickup on 3rd down, so there is Philly. They may be 31st in the league as far as yardage on defense, but that is so misleading. They make the big play on 3rd down and force the Lions to kick it again.
Well, they're not happy with their production. You know, they don't want to be known as a bend but don't break defense. They want to be aggressive. They want to force 3 and outs and get their offense back on the field as quickly as possible. But they have done a good job in the red zone, and that's what Jim Johnson preaches to this defense. You know, I can take the yards, but you can't give up points, and they've done that the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, in the red zone and just giving up points. That is his personal barometer. Nick Harris with the kick. Reno Mahi calling for the fair catch on the 11-yard line. So a terrific kick, 47 yards. More important, no return inside the 20. Eagles ball when we return.
Leon, Joe Buck. You guys are on in 20.
Hey, look at Joseph. Leon always stands on the left, you know, to showcase my good side. So
I always stand on the left, and I wouldn't even worry about it. You look great.
Yeah, this is very true. Leon doesn't have a bad side, but I'm just saying, you see that dimple? It's my trademark dimple, baby.
This is my good side, too.
Look here, Joe, I hate to be the one to tell you this, man, but if that's your good side, you may want to stick to radio, right?
Joe Buck here with the legendary Leon.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
SBC, going beyond the call.
Get ready. Nissan's gone full size with the Titan, Nissan's new full-size truck. Get a full-size engine, the most powerful standard V8 in its class. Full-size towing up to 9,500 pounds. Full-size ground clearance, best in class. For a limited time, get 2% financing for 60 full months or $1,500 cash back on Titan. Visit your Nissan dealer. This full-sized offer ends soon.
You can't script October.
Red Sox, 5 defensive outs away.
The division series begins October 5th on Fox.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time.
Philadelphia Eagles will start from the 12-yard line after that exchange. They have not gone 3-0 in 11 years when they won their first 4 games. So this is a rarefied air for the Eagles. Can they keep it going on the road? Their first game of the year away from Philadelphia. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. McNabb's pass, and it's caught. You can see shy of the first down, and it's L.J. Smith, the tight end. John Ritchie going off in a cart moments ago.
I tell you, you know that Philadelphia can do a number of things. They specialize packages with all the weapons they have offensively. But right there with Thomas Tapeh being made inactive today, you've just lost an entire package. Now, what that does, maybe Brian Westbrook now gets more touches, and that's always a concern when you've got your marquee guy who maybe is another one of the big reasons they're playing so well offensively. All of a sudden has to take 8 or 10 more touches.
2nd and 5. The give is to Westbrook, but a flag stops the play right there. Hey, how many more touches can he get? You know, Carell Buckhalter out for the year.
Prior to snap, false start.
And a false start.
Offense, number 71, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
And Jermaine Mayberry, right guard, because he's been going back and forth like a bobblehead doll between right guard and left guard the last year.
Sean Andrews gets hurt in the opener against the Giants, and Jermaine Mayberry has gone from left guard back to his typical right guard spot. But Steve Mariucci, one of the things that he wanted to do as the season progressed, number one, obviously, is to get that road jinx off their mind. They go down to Chicago, win the opening game on the road, but now he wants to build on that. He needs multiple wins. The other thing he talked to us about was creating a home field advantage, and you got to be able to do that. You have to have that to take the next step, to get your fans in and force the opposition into tough spots when they're down deep in their own territory.
3 receivers on 2nd and 10, and the give is to Westbrook, trying to reverse and go outside, but the Lions are there. The Lions very fast now with Lehman and Redding making the tackle. And right now, for our first game break of the day, not our last, here's James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Dick, Rams looking to bounce back from a poor performance last week against Atlanta. Take a look at Mark Bulger, a laser shot of 32 yards. That was a post route to Torrey Holt. Touchdown on their opening drive. 7-0 Rams. Back to Dick, Darrell, and Tony.
All right, thank you very much, JB. And now the crowd is full throat as the Eagles look at a 3rd and 9 on the 13. All 3 wide receivers line up to the left for McNabb. Someone gets a hand on his jersey. McNabb fires it and completes the pass, and it's caught by L.J. Smith for the first down. So there's the ad-lib play, and as Dick Duran of the Lions defensive coordinator said, McNabb can make plays when the whole thing isn't working, and he did there.
You can't leave your man. I mean, you got to leave it up to the guys who are pressuring the quarterback, and if you have a spy or whatever technique you're using to corral Donovan McNabb, you have to let those guys do that job. As a cornerback downfield, you cannot come off your man, as Fernando Bryan is going to do here. You cannot come off your man and pass him by because you think Donovan McNabb is going to turn upfield. He stops. When he runs the ball, he is looking to throw. He doesn't want to run.
That was a 25-yard gain. Owens went in motion, and the pass thrown underneath to Chad Lewis as the Eagles feel very good about their 2 tight ends. And there is the injury report on John Ritchie. He has an injured knee, questionable as to his return.
There's little plays during the course of a game that become very important. And 3rd and 9. Deep in the Eagles' territory. If the Lions can come up with a stop there, all of a sudden the field position changes in the first quarter. And that's a huge play by Donovan McNabb and L.J. Smith. It gets them out of the hole. It gives them momentum. Now they're almost out to midfield again. 2nd
and 5. Play action for McNabb. He's going up on top for Mitchell, and Mitchell makes the catch. Freddie Mitchell, and he got the defensive back turned around. Brock Marion and Earl Holmes, but it was Marion that got turned around, and a big gain of 48.
And it's matchups. You've got a wide receiver going down the middle of the field. You've got your middle linebacker, Earl Holmes, turning and running with the number 2 receiver to the right side. That's a mismatch right there. And with all the weapons that Andy Reid has, it's just a matter of time that he starts to find out where these are. And if you're going to throw the ball deep, you've got to have some time. We talked about what the Eagles had to do up front with their offensive line group. So far, they are winning that battle down in the trenches.
Freddie Mitchell making things happen. And now Westbrook and Dorsey Levens line up in the backfield, and the quick to Terrell Owens. And Owens is wrestled down at the 5-yard line. So just when you thought that the Eagles wouldn't get many big plays on the Lions, they click on that 49-yarder.
And that's the thing that Dick Jauron said his defense could not do. They could not give up chunks of yards. They had to force the Detroit Lions to march the ball, and that's what he was talking about with a fundamentally sound approach. They had to be very assignment perfect today to be able to slow this team down, and Andy Reid did a great job finding that mismatch, got a wide receiver man-to-man down the middle of the field with an inside linebacker.
Now the Eagles will try to close the deal. 2nd and goal from the 6, and there's a one pump fake, and this throw intended for Pinkston, and the flag goes down. It was Chris Cash who was defending. Cash forced to play with the injury to Dre Bly. Andre Goodman also out.
Defense, number 29. Ball occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. Automatic first down.
I think the crowd doesn't like this call.
And this is Donovan McNabb again. This play was designed for Chad Lewis in the middle of the field. You see the holding right there. It doesn't matter. PI in the end zone, holding in the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 1. So the crowd is upset right now, but that was a good call. You can't tug the jersey. You can't hook a guy. Hey, they know the rules. They had the emphasis all preseason and into the first 2 weeks.
3rd in the NFL, and Westbrook gets sent out wide to the right. And here is McNabb getting pressure, and the pass intended for Westbrook, incomplete. And another flag goes down.
Pass interference. Defense, number 52.
That's James Davis, the linebacker, and another pass interference call.
Automatic first down.
You get Brian Westbrook outside, and it's holding. It's, you know, they're calling these things much closer, and everybody knows it. The players we're talking about, I know the fans here in Detroit are upset. They're booing. But you know the rules, and that's, again, this offense finding ways to create mismatches. You've got Brian Westbrook, one of the more explosive players so far the first 2 weeks of the season, all the way outside in a one-on-one situation with a linebacker.
And you remember the Eagles started on their own 12-yard line, and the crowd was all excited over that. So it is 1st and goal at the 1 for the Eagles. McNabb going in, no signal given as of yet. He may not have made it on 1st down. And the touchdown is finally signaled, so the ball had to cross the plane if McNabb did not.
Again, that interior of the offensive line, you wonder if Andy Reid challenged him during the week, knowing the task that they had going against those 2 big tackles. But right there, that shows you some confidence. He calls the quarterback sneak right over it, right into the strength of that Detroit Lion defense.
The Eagles' offensive line is definitely dominating right now. I think the big thing that you can see, Moose, is the Detroit Lions guys are not really playing together. You know, Dan Wilkinson and Rodgers, it seemed like they're on 2 different pages when you watch them down here on the field.
Akers for the extra point with 2:08 remaining in the first quarter, and the Eagles take a 7-0 lead. And if it was anything deflating for the Detroit Lions, giving up the big play, a couple of penalties, and the Eagles take the 7-0 lead.
Introducing the 2005 Nissan Altima with a new interior, and now with $1,000 cash back or 2% APR financing. Only at your Nissan dealer.
Candidate Zero was raised with traditional values. He envisioned affordable internet access even before the internet was invented.
And today, I want Americans to put money back in their pockets by switching to Net Zero Unlimited Internet for $9.95, or surf the web up to 5 times faster for just $5 more with Net Zero High Speed. Are you guys typing everything I say? Karate explosion.
Call 877-NET-ZERO to get your first month free.
The Sharp Aquos Liquid Crystal Television. Suddenly, there's more to see.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough. Taco Bell's new Big Bell Value Menu, featuring the spicy chicken soft taco with shredded chicken simmered in Mexican spices. To keep your stomach and your wallet full, think outside the bun.
7-0 Philadelphia, and a return to Detroit for Marty Morenweg, who coached the Lions for 2 years and also was an associate of Steve Mariucci. Morenweg was told he was going to be back as the head coach in 2002, and then when Steve Mariucci was fired in San Francisco, Matt Millen, the president and CEO and my former partner, decided to go with Mariucci, and Morenweg and Millen had some hard feelings for quite a while, and it appears to be patched up. But Morenweg is back now, helping the Eagles, and Eddie Drummond returning the kickoff for the Lions, who trail 7-0, and Drummond is dragged down at the 22-yard line by Quinton Michael. So we'll see how the Lions respond in the waning moments of the first quarter.
Get ready. Nissan's gone full size with the Titan, Nissan's new full-size truck. Get a full-size engine, the most powerful standard V8 in its class. Full-size towing up to 9,500 pounds. Full-size ground clearance, best in class. For a limited time, get 2% financing for 60 full months or $1,500 cash back on Titan. Visit your Nissan dealer. This full-sized offer ends soon.
Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL, presents Real Patriots fan Mark Foster, who gets ready for the game with his Visa card.
This is the perfect ball for my ritual.
Fumble! And his imagination.
How can I help my team? I'll be with them in spirit. So I go out in the woods. There's your opponents.
What? Let's go.
It's a workout with a mission.
He's got his Visa, he's got his football, he's ready. Visa, get ready for the game.
Fox redefined suspense with the critically acclaimed 24. Now we're taking on the medical drama with a groundbreaking new show from the director of X-Men. Every week, one doctor.
You're risking a patient's life.
And his extraordinary team.
She's not breathing.
She should be dead in 2 minutes.
Take the cases that no one else can solve.
Get out of my head!
This fall, see why all doctors are not created equal.
No one believes me.
I do. House, a new series coming Fox Fall.
Fox NFL Sundays brought to you by Nissan and your Nissan dealer. By Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL, get ready for the game. By Universal Pictures Friday Night Lights in theaters October 8th. And by Sharp Aquos. Suddenly there's more to see.
Lions find themselves in a 7-0 hole after an 88-yard drive by the Eagles, connecting on that big third down play. Artuz Pinner and Sean Bryson are in the backfield. Kevin Jones, who was shaken up on that last series, on the sidelines. 1st and 10 from the 23. Joey Harrington, play action, rolling out, and the pass is dropped by Ty Streets. Well, we always have a stat of doom for each team. See if it comes through. Philadelphia Eagles 12-0 since last year when they scored in the first quarter, so they got that going for them. And the Lions lost their last 9 when they have allowed a first quarter score. Do we turn it off now or what?
It's kind of double doom.
Yeah, double. Corey Schlesinger on the sideline right now, one of the prototype fullbacks in the NFL, and on the line in Jerome McDougal replacing Javon Curse, who limped off the field. Hugh Douglas is in there as well, number 53, the veteran who hangs in there. 2nd down and 10 from the 23. Eagles showing blitz. And Harrington flush from the pocket. Flag is down. And Harrington going downfield. And the pass is it picked off? Brian Dawkins, no, could not hold on. And it is. It's an interception by Brian Dawkins. But a penalty marker down back at the line of scrimmage. Good pressure by the veteran Douglas.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Offside, defense, number 29. Holding, offense, number 73. The penalty's offset. Second down.
And a big break for the Detroit Lions, who would have lost the ball on the interception. Penalty to Hood and Stocker McDougal.
One of those little things that gets lost during the course of the game, but an opportunity for the Philadelphia Eagles to get the possession, and a great field position with the interception by Brian Dawkins, but offsetting penalties cancel that out. Roderick Hood, if you're going to come on the blitz, you got to be able to time it up, and you talk to these coordinators that like to pressure the quarterback, and it depends on if they have the guys, and one of those important things is not being offside when you're bringing that pressure.
They're the offensive leaders underneath the Fox band. It used to be a Fox box. Penner going in motion. No one in the backfield except for Harrington. The ball is deflected at the line, and it goes incomplete. That will bring up 3rd down and 10. Corey Simon got a hand on it, so the Eagles getting work from their tackles early on defensively.
Well, that's one of the things that they wanted to see. And here's an interesting matchup right here in the NFL. Brother against brother. Jerome McDougal, number 95 for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Stocker McDougal, number 73. I mean, how many years has this been going on? How many times have these guys roughhoused in the living room, the bedroom as kids growing up? And to imagine that at some point you'd be out in an NFL football field going against your younger brother, what a great thing.
23 months apart, and they attended different high schools, so they were opponents even in high school. Harrington on 3rd down and 10 loses the football, and the Eagles appear to recover inside the 30, and they do. Roderick Hood recovers the fumble, so after the penalty nullified the interception, Hood says, I'll get it back for my club, and the Eagles recover in Detroit territory.
See what happened to Joey Harrington here is he steps up and goes to run. You hear a lot of coaches want 2 hands on the ball. He just bumped it off of his leg. You see it more and more when the quarterbacks are starting to move up in the pocket and they go to run. Sometimes the ball just comes out of their hand. Sometimes they're bumping it on their own legs. It's something you take for granted, but you start moving around. You've got to get that ball secure. You're not going to be able to throw it as you're running for your life. So just get it tucked away so nothing bad happens.
Moose, this is a worst-case scenario right now for the Detroit Lions. The hottest team in the NFC at 2-0, winning both their games by 10 or more points, leading for 7 and going for more into the end zone, and that pass is caught for the touchdown by Terrell Owens, and he has number 5.
Tell you, we talked at the top what is different about this Philadelphia Eagle team, and we talked about the play at Donovan McNabb, but let's not forget about Brad Childress and Andy Reid and what they are doing calling plays. They are much more aggressive. Fernando Bryant, he's sitting on that route. He's waiting. They're not going to try and run a guy by me right now, and he doesn't get turned, and Terrell Owens goes right by him. But the aggressive play calling that the Philadelphia Eagles have done the entire season to start off, a much different approach, a much different philosophy than we have seen in the past.
And Donovan McNabb now with the 7 touchdown passes. He has yet to be intercepted. David Akers on for the extra point. So this has been a downer in the first quarter for the Lions, who are so excited about playing a team as good as the Eagles, but they trail 14-0 with under a minute and a half remaining in the first.
You want to get out of this town?
Yes.
Well, why aren't you doing something about it?
Friday Night Lights has been called one of the greatest sports stories ever told.
I'm gonna knock him out, and I'm gonna smile when I do it.
Now, it's one of the greatest sports movies ever made.
It's time.
Run, 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 run! Show them who we are. It's our team. Let's go right now. Let's do it.
Friday Night Lights. Rated PG-13. At theaters Friday, October 8th.
Still have time?
Yeah! Don't miss a moment of action with the Game Bucket deal from KFC. 6 pieces of extra crispy chicken and 6 honey barbecue wings. Plus a free half-gallon Pepsi Mega Jug, all for just $9.99.
Sir, you forgot your Mega Jug.
Only in
Capital USA!
Oh, Ben. Wow. You know that you went over your macaroni minutes this month? So those overage charges come to $49.
Now there's a better way to buy wireless. The Sprint PCS Fair and Flexible plan adjusts every month, so you can save up to $300 a year.
No guesswork, no overage penalties.
Good. Sprint PCS. See how much you can save.
2 Super Bowl League MVP, a member of the 2,000-yard club.
And it's pronounced Terrell.
Terrell Davis joins an all-pro lineup on NFL Total Access.
One play, 29-yard touchdown pass, McNabb to Owens, and the Eagles picking up where they left off against the Vikings. What do the Lions have to do now, Moose, to really keep the wheels from falling off?
Anything, something. The return team has been saved them last week, but everything that could have possibly gone wrong, everything they were worried about, big plays, they have one on the first drive. Short field, they turned the ball over last time, they have it. Everything, they were excited about this. He wanted to see how his team was going to respond to this type of situation. That is Steve Mariucci, and they have not responded well.
Eddie Drummond returning that kickoff from about 5 yards in the end zone and brings it out just shy of the 20-yard line. 14-0, Terrell Owens. You could see what he has done in the game, but what does T.O. do in the pregame?
Well, we've seen him in the past do a route running series where he's in a full sweat before the game even starts. Now he's into this crazy band stuff, and what he's doing, he's stretching, he's getting warmed up. You're trying to prevent any type of muscle pull. You're working on your core. You're working on the areas that you think you have a problem with or you could have a potential pull. So he does everything possible pregame to get himself ready to go. 5 touchdown passes, matches the number of the receivers caught all last year for the Lions as Artus Pinner, now handling the running back duties, picks up a solid 8 yards before Michael Lewis makes the tackle. For a second, I thought that Terrell Owens was going to be a rhythmic gymnast with the balls and the ribbons and all of those things. I want to see how he gets out of that thing at the end. He had them all over the place. Looked like they're trying to get him in a straitjacket. Javon Kearse back in the game at defensive end for the Eagles. There's the scoring drive, and it was a quick one after the fumble by Joey Harrington. 2nd down and 2. Nothing fancy for the Lions. Pinner driving forward, has the first down as he crosses the 30. And that may be the last play of this first quarter. So the Detroit Lions, will be interesting to see how they regroup going into the second quarter, being stung by 2 scores. One of the things that Steve Mariucci has been impressed by this Lions club in the first 2 weeks is its resiliency and the character of the guys. You know, they have been in positions where things have gone wrong. The opening game, they lose Dre Bly. You know, guys are dropping like flies. It could be the same old for the Detroit Lions. They hang in there, they battle. They've won both their games coming from behind. So he likes that part, but when you're going up against a team like the Philadelphia Eagles and the way they have started, you've got to play nearly a perfect game when there's kind of a mismatch, and the Lions have not done that so far. And that is the end of the first quarter. Moose with the score. The Eagles 14 and the Lions zip. And Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages.
We had the local rental car game locked up until they moved in. In-car navigation systems, we got an in-hand navigation system. It's called a map. No, you can't pick up a car here and drive out of state. You planning a bank heist? Airline miles, hotel points? Who do you think we are, Hertz?
Hertz is in the neighborhood with hundreds of locations, competitive rates. We'll come and get you too. It's your trip. Rent wisely.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Wow, that is clear.
With surround sound, this HD TV would be perfect for your party.
Yeah. Hey, you should come.
4th and 23. Williams rolls out, throws up a prayer. No! Touchdown!
Oh, yeah! Yeah! That guy's on my fantasy football team.
You know, you should think about TiVo. You can record the game and celebrate later.
Watch TV better at Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
It's the final days of the Chrysler Model Year-End Clearance. Announcing 0+ on our best selection of remaining 04 models. Choose your favorite, like PT Cruiser, with 0% financing plus $1,500 in bonus cash for a total savings of up to $6,100. Or get great deals on Sebring Sedan and Convertible. Plus, get our 770 Powertrain Limited Warranty. But hurry to your Chrysler dealer because 0+ on our best selection of 04s ends September 30th.
Fox congratulates Arrested Development, winner of 5 Emmys, including Outstanding Comedy.
I'm in love with your brother. In-law. Sorry, I should have finished that thought.
Don't miss the season premiere Sunday, November 7th after The Simpsons on Fox.
And the start of the second quarter here at Ford Field in Detroit. Dick Stockton, the Moose, Darryl Johnston, and the Goose, Tony Siragusa on the sideline. The Eagles, impressive, taking a 14-0 lead, and the Lions looked a bit shell-shocked in that first quarter. First down from the 31-yard line, and Artus Pinner, not much off the left side. Pinner, who is a fourth-round draft choice last year, is stopped by Mark Simoneau after no gain. Lions losing their third game the last 5 times since they were 2-0. So that doesn't bode well for them.
You know, there's a lot of stats of doom out there for the Lions. I hope they didn't read any of this stuff before they took the field today.
Or if they have monitors down, they shut them off in a hurry.
Stop looking at that. There's no good news up there.
Second and 10, Harrington stepping up, and Harrington going deep. And there is the rookie Roy Williams with the first pass attempt to the rookie from Texas, taken on the 7th pick and has been a star in the making in the early going. Was covered by Lito Shepard downfield, so it's 3rd and 10.
With a little bit of help, too. And it was funny to hear Joey Harrington say that, hey, you know, the secret's out about Roy Williams. The first 2 times, you know, we might have been able to sneak some things by people, but his performance last week, everybody's going to be watching for him. He has become the #1 guy with the injury to Charles Rogers, but this guy is special. Like, he does not break stride when he catches the ball. He takes the ball out of the air. He doesn't catch it. He takes it out of the air when it gets near him.
Had to give away 2 game balls after 2 touchdowns, his first of his NFL career, and this pass will not get the first down to Roy Williams. First reception of the game will be shy by 2 yards. Williams had to give 1 ball to his mother and 1 to his brother, but those won't be the only 2 he gets, and not getting to the sticks is something he'll hear about as he gets to the sideline with 4th down coming up.
The fact that he couldn't catch it cleanly and make a play after he caught the ball, because that's where he's dangerous. He is a big, physical wide receiver. The Eagles bring pressure. He gets manned up, and he just couldn't get it secured cleanly enough to be able to make a play after the catch.
Mahi ready to return the kick by Harris. Reno Mahi inside the 15. Backpedals in a bit of trouble, and down he goes. Well, the Eagles are back around the 13-yard line. Last time they were back there, they went the distance. We'll be right back.
By anchoring a more powerful 6-liter Power Stroke diesel engine to its frame, we gave the new Ford Super Duty more pulling power than any other pickup. Enough to lug 17,000 pounds. Don't get in its way. This is the next Ford Super Duty. Built Ford Tough.
If you talk on the phone as much as I... Hold on. Hello? Yeah. Can I call you back? Okay. Singular has a plan. Mom? Hi. No way. Yeah. As I was saying.
At Singular, get our best deal ever. 1,000 nationwide anytime minutes, including rollover. Just $39.99. Hurry in and get a new Motorola camera phone.
I call it my... I gotta take this plan.
Come in to find out how Singular fits you best.
Thank you for bringing me.
You look beautiful.
I've got an eligible beer in the cooler on Hector. Less taste, very unmacho. Replacing with great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Half the carbs of Bud Light. Wow. We've also got a disproportionately hot girlfriend. I will need further review.
Hi there.
I think I could...
Oh, please.
Hey, Tina.
Miller, good call.
Fox NFL Sundays brought to you by Ford. The next Ford Super Duty. Tougher, stronger, smarter. By Singular, the wireless company that fits you best. By Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2005. Tiger Proofing. It's in the game. And by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call.
And welcome back to Ford Field, where the Eagles have run out to a 14-0 lead. Donovan McNabb, sharp as usual, 8 of 9. And there you see the possessions for the Eagles after punting on their first possession. 2 touchdowns, scored 40 seconds apart. And the Eagles begin from the 13-yard line. Here's Westbrook. And the Lions are there. Westbrook will lose yardage in about 4, thanks to 2 linebackers, James Davis and the rookie Teddy Lehman. Let's take a look, Moose, at the first quarter numbers.
Well, it couldn't have gone any worse for the Detroit Lions in that first quarter. They did exactly what they've done the first 2 weeks. Not a lot of yards, not a lot of productivity. They have a short field with a turnover to the Philadelphia Eagles. All the things that Steve Mariucci talked to his team about doing if they were going to be able to stay in the game deep into the fourth quarter and maybe sneak one from the Philadelphia Eagles, they did not execute in the first quarter.
2nd and 13. Dorsey Levens, who was signed before last week's game, his second tour of duty with the Eagles, is the running back going out on the pattern, and the pass underneath to Chad Lewis, the tight end, for a gain of 6. And 3rd down and long coming up. So once again, a test for the Detroit Lion defense against McNabb and all his weapons.
Well, remember, the last time they went on that long drive, Detroit got them into a 3rd and long, a 3rd and 9 deep in Philadelphia's part of the field, and they allow the big play. So their work is not done yet. There's so many weapons on Philadelphia. We've seen some good mismatches that Brad Childress has created with some formation things. They put so much pressure on you. I mean, you were working every single snap to guard against the big play.
3rd down and 7. And Westbrook goes in motion to the slot to the left. Out of the shotgun, and there was a movement there, and a false start will be the penalty against the Eagles.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 71, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Second penalty of the game on Jermaine Mayberry. The Eagles only won 3 and out in 23 possessions this season, and could be facing their second in that time. So 3rd down and long once again, now 3rd and 12.
Here comes that crowd again. One of the things that Steve Mariucci wants to do is create some advantage here at Ford Field. These guys have got to stay behind this team. They can't give up because the score is starting to get away.
Showing blitz and pulling back. And here is McNabb, and he dumps it off to Westbrook. And Westbrook, getting movement, will get the first down.
Unbelievable.
Bullying his way out to the 25-yard line. He got the last 5 on his own, picked up 14.
How would you like to have this as your safety net if you're a quarterback? You slip him out in the right flat. Here comes the offensive lineman out, a block by Freddie Mitchell. 2 guys, but as you pointed out, Dick, right there, there's 3, 4 guys converging on the tackle short of the first down. And this is what Brian Westbrook has done the first 2 games of the season that has impressed me. How physical he runs, how downhill he is, shoulders low and always moving forward. To be able to convert that, it's like they don't even care if they get in 3rd and long.
Look at the yardage, all passing except for 1 yard. And this pass caught by Greg Lewis as one of the Lion defenders got a little anxious, a 13-yard gain.
You've got to be able to tackle well. If you're going to put yourself in these positions, Fernando Bryant has to be able to tackle well. Does the right thing by missing him on the outside and forcing him back into pursuit, but he's got to be able to make the break on that ball and get up and get Greg Lewis on the ground by himself. Good hustle by Brock Marion, who was up tight in the formation coming back to get a tackle.
And another first down for the Eagles, so they started on the 13th and now on their 38. By the way, that 1-yard rushing was the quarterback sneak, the touchdown by McNabb. McNabb's toss, and it is caught by Todd Pinkston. And they get about 5 or 6 yards on the play. Kevin Jones went out with a right ankle, as you have been seeing. R2 Spinner getting most of the action. Questionable is his return. So Jones, the running back for the Lions. Ritchie, the fullback for the Eagles. Both out and may not get back. Goose?
No, I'm watching Sean Rogers. That guy is a force in there. I know they're down by 14, but this guy is giving everything he's possibly got. Really getting in the face of the quarterback. Doing just a tremendous job. I'm just having so much fun down here watching this kid, man.
You like this guy. Here is Westbrook on the handoff, and he is tackled short of the 45-yard line. No gain on the play. Good play from the secondary by Brock Marion, but right now Rogers should fix up those the uniform a bit. Huh?
Oh, you got to show the jacks off. You got those big biceps. Got to let everybody know about it. But they're doing a good job stopping the run. You made the point that they've got 1 rushing yard. It's on the quarterback sneak, but they've got to find a way to slow down this passing game for the Philadelphia Eagles. You see right there, completed 9 consecutive passes. He's having too much time in the pocket, and the critical spots on the defense where they have some youth and inexperience is at the linebacker and secondary positions. They've got to get pressure with their front.
Andy Reid's kind of game. 9 straight completions and make it 10 as the pass caught by L.J. Smith And a first down to the Lion 40-yard line, picking up 16 yards. Smith has 2 touchdown catches already this year.
Well, you've got 2 choices. Either you bring everybody and force them to get the ball out quick, or you drop back and put everybody in coverage. But the Eagles right now are finding some open zones. Right there, L.J. Smith coming across on a deep crossing route in front of Bracey Walker. And what do? I mean, how many guys do we call? You know, Brian Westbrook with a critical third down conversion. Here comes L.J. Smith. And you've had, you know, Terrell Owens on a deep ball, Greg Lewis. And there's so many weapons on the offensive side of the ball for the Eagles.
And play action and going deep. And here's Terrell Owens. And the ball knocked away, no flag down, as Fernando Bryant, who was beaten once by T.O. for a touchdown in the first, with him all the way that time.
A good job in coverage by Fernando Bryant. You remember on that first touchdown pass, he kind of sat on the route. Whether Terrell Owens was going to run the comeback or the hook, that time Fernando Bryant runs with him shoulder for shoulder, actually a little bit deeper than him. And I like the way the officials call this. This is the way it should be. That's all incidental contact downfield.
And Bryant was going for the ball. That was the big plus for him.
Had his head turned around trying to pick up the ball as it came in.
2nd and 10, so the Eagles, in essence, threatening again, leading 14-0. McNabb already has thrown to 7 different receivers. And another play-action pass, and wide open is Westbrook. And finally knocked out of bounds by Holmes. They'll mark the ball up a few yards to the 38, so give him 3 when it's all said and done.
That's a throw right there that you don't see many people do. They fake it to Brian Westbrook. He goes out in the left flat, and Donovan boots across to the right, but he has the arm strength to get it all the way back across the field without the threat of an interception.
Does Andy Reid love this kind of passing game? Because he once told us a couple years ago, if I could never run the ball, I'd be very happy. I know I have to sometime, but this is an air show.
But he's got his excuses right now. It's one of those games where, you know, they're pretty strong up front with that defensive line, and I see some vulnerability in the linebacker level and the secondary, so maybe we should just throw the ball all afternoon today.
3rd down and 8. So once again, 3rd down situation for the Lions defense to try to keep the Eagles from continuing this possession. And here is McNabb, and he drills it, and the pass is caught. Great catch by Freddie Mitchell, and the Eagles had thought that Mitchell would have some room inside the middle of the field. A 14-yard pickup, and guess what? Another first down.
That is the throw that Donovan McNabb is making this year that he wasn't making last season.
And the Eagles lining up now as we wind down to 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's been all Philadelphia. The Eagles looking for their first 3-0 start in 11 years. This is the 11th play in the drive. The handoff to Westbrook. And he bounces off a couple of tacklers. Westbrook almost scoring the touchdown as he gets to the 1-yard line. And the Eagles unstoppable here in the first half as Westbrook gets 23 on that run.
You got to finish the play because Brian Westbrook goes up inside, gets bounced back. Now watch all the Lions kind of relax for a second. Everybody gets up into that mix, and then there's the strength again. Okay, that's almost 10 more yards after first. Well, actually, let's go back to Tenny Lehman, 54 back there before we even get to Bracey Walker. And this guy just runs through tackles, and that's not the type of player I thought he was when the season started. I thought he was the turn the corner, big play guy. You put him between the tackles, he is very physical running the ball.
No Staley, no Buckhalter because of injury. It's been all Westbrook. And there is the rollout and the throw into the end zone. Touchdown. A touchdown by Mike Bartram, the long snapper who comes in as the 3rd tight end. And the Eagles jump in front 20-0. No letdown for them after Monday night.
After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, offense, 15 yards will be assessed on the kickoff. The touchdown counts.
You got a partner for the touchdown celebration? It's taunting.
Well, you know, he's a long snapper. You know, he doesn't get many chances for this. This is Mike Bartram. He's the 3rd tight end in the goal line short yardage, but his job primarily, now watch this. He's going to snap that ball 20 yards downfield to Donovan McNabb. So he gets to do a little bit of that, but that may be the only thing that Philadelphia has done wrong up until this point this afternoon.
That is true. I'll tell you what, that was a nice snap there, Moose.
That had to be about 25 yards.
Extra point by Akers is good, and the Eagles lead the Lions 21-0 with just under 6 minutes remaining in the second.
Wouldn't it be great if you could pay off all those high-interest credit cards and get extra cash for you? Call AmeriQuest now. We help homeowners do just that by refinancing their mortgage. You'll get your own personal loan specialist who knows you're more than your credit score. Call 1-800-AmeriQuest now or go to AmeriQuest.com. AmeriQuest, the company that knows you are more.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
You control the course. You control the weather. Tiger Proofing is in the game. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports is in the game.
Trailers don't have anti-lock brakes, crumple zones, or airbags. That's why we designed the new Ford Super Duty with the only integrated trailer brake controller, part of our exclusive Tow Command system. Because what good is towing a 17,000-pound trailer if you can't control it? This is the next Ford Super Duty, built Ford tough.
These two moms traded spouses, and Fox Tuesday, they take over their new families.
Do you have anything you want to say to me? I'm listening.
Now they're letting everyone know who's boss.
Don't ever use that tone of voice.
Plus, in the shocking conclusion, the moms meet and sparks fly.
You have a lot of explaining to do.
Trading spouses, meet your new mommy. All new at 8, 7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
21-0 in favor of the Eagles, and even Mike Bartram gets into the act. His 5th career catch, 4th touchdown. Why? Probably no one worries about him when he lines up.
That's a pretty impressive percentage. 88% touchdowns on my receptions.
I was going to say some fantasy league player would like to grab him, but probably not for the long run.
It could be over a 12-year career. I mean, how long has Mike been playing? Maybe the percentage is there, but the productivity is not with it.
So after the unsportsmanlike conduct, the Eagles will be kicking off from their 15 instead of the 30-yard line. And the Lions looking for any kind of a bright light. The only light we have coming up through some of the windows here at Ford Field. Look at this kickoff by Akers, and Drummond slipping about inside his 10-yard line and gets to the 22. So even getting an advantage doesn't help the Detroit Lions, trying to dig their way out of a 21-0 deficit against a team looking awfully sharp.
It's chilly out there, so prepare. Prepare like never before for the kind of chili that rattles your bones and shakes you to your core. The forecast is chilly. Bring it on. That's what the true fans say. A goosebump-raising chili that gets inside you and steals your breath away. Introducing Campbell's Chunky Chili.
I'm looking for someone who can do just about everything.
That's me.
Can you make color copies? Collate and bind my presentation?
Sure can.
Sign for deliveries?
Can do.
Pick up my dog at the groomer?
No.
Handle all my packing and shipping?
Worldwide.
Well, Kim, when can you start?
How about right now?
The UPS Store, helping your small business in more ways than you thought. Get it done. Get it done right at the UPS Store.
The Simpsons' epic 16th season comes to life with the all-new Treehouse of Horror.
Is dinner ready yet? This one keeps eating himself.
When a mad scientist shrinks Maggie and traps her inside Mr. Burns.
I got her! No, wait. This is yours.
The Simpsons take a fantastic voyage inside the belly of the boss.
Can you fit into a large flight suit?
No, it'll show my boobs and ride my crack.
Sunday, November 7th, The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. It's all new, and it's only on Fox.
Today's game on Fox is brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Three-touchdown lead for the Eagles with 5:53 to go. Last time we talked, we said the wheels may be coming off for the Lions. I'm not so sure they haven't now.
Yeah, they might need to go get the jack and get the wheels put back on before they do anything. And everything that could go wrong for them has. And they wanted to find out how they were going to do in this type of game, and I don't think Steve Mariucci can be too happy with it.
Tony, got any ideas down there?
Now, I just, looking at the monitor, you guys look pretty cute. The one thing that I do want to point out is Joey Harrington has happy feet, what a defensive lineman talks about. A defensive lineman will go and look at a quarterback, and if he has his feet planted, and that's what what he wants to do, you want to disrupt him as much as possible. Jimmy Johnson, talk about giving pressure and putting pressure on a quarterback. You put pressure on a quarterback by a couple things, sacking him and also disrupting him. And I think he's not very comfortable sitting in that pocket right now.
No, it's apparent, Goose, that he's not, and they certainly are distracting him. He gets the 4-yard completion to Artus Pinner. So, again, Harrington going against a Jim Johnson defense, and Johnson said, look, I'm going to blitz more than ever because on the road, that's when you get the crowd out of the game, and they've done that.
And he knows he's got some youth at some critical spots when you're talking about pass protection.
2nd and 7, Sean Bryson, the 3rd running back, straight ahead for the first down to the 34. And for a game break, let's check in with James Brown again.
Hey, Dick, you've heard it too often. Culpepper to Randy Moss. Take a look at this jump ball. R.W. McCordis has no shot at Moss. 8th consecutive game with a touchdown reception. That's a franchise record. Minnesota on top, 7-6. Back to, well, hey, Dick and Daryl, Tony called you guys cute, so back to the cute announcers.
You prefer handsome.
I have no comment on those comments by Mr. S. 1st and 10 from the 35. Pinner is back in at running back. Casey Fitzsimmons, the 2nd tight end, has come in. And Harrington up the middle. And the pass caught by Pinner, but Mark Simoneau is right there to nail him at the 40.
That's exactly what Tony was talking about, the happy feet. He's going back. He's not even setting. In this West Coast style offense, whether it's the 3-step, 5-step, or the 7, you get back, plant, hitch, and then throw. He's going back. When he plants, he's already moving up in the pocket. He is very uncomfortable when he gets back there to throw the ball. And right now, I wouldn't want to be going it because it's the strength of what Philadelphia is doing defensively. They have had success running the ball. Look at, those feet are moving. He's trying to find a guy. I'd come out. I know they're down 21, but they got to run the ball and take some of this pressure off.
2nd down and 5. And the pass bobbled, but caught by Roy Williams. He has the first down. And Roy Williams, very physical receiver. And as you mentioned, the secret is out about him. 8-yard pickup. Michael Lewis down on the field, injured for Philadelphia.
And here comes number 11, Roy Williams, across just on a little shell route. Lucky to get away with 2 touches right there in the NFL. You don't get that second touch very often. And then very physical at the end of the run. And that was one of the things that Brian Dawkins mentioned about Roy Williams, was the fact that he tries to create that physical presence outside at the wide receiver spot. Reminded him a lot of David Boston.
Yeah, the injured Miami Dolphin receiver. Michael Lewis, the injured Eagle, who has played very well.
We engineered a material behind the dash called Quiet Steel. Only the new Ford F-150 has it, which means it's the only truck to deliver this. The sound of quality. The sound of the quietest pickup, period. Only the next F-150 earned the right to be the 2004 Motor Trend Truck of the Year.
B2K. Hear that Motown sound, like Smokey Robinson found. Come on. Like Dr. Pepper, it's originality known world round. The taste of Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, salutes individuality, and gives life a personality. Be you, do what you do. Be you, nothing's better, Dr. Pepper.
Now you can play all the Star Wars battles any way you want. Introducing Star Wars Battlefront, the video game. Now available. Rated teen.
Maverick billionaire Richard Branson has made billions by taking big risks. Now he's taking 16 contestants around the globe for the most extreme competition ever.
I'm looking for somebody who can keep up with me.
They'll face the biggest adventures.
We're going to Africa.
I get to meet Nelson Mandela.
The biggest challenges.
You just walked out 10,000 feet.
All for the biggest prize in reality TV history. The Rebel Billionaire, Branson's Quest for the Best, coming Fox Fall.
There's only one place to see all new episodes of That 70s Show. Wednesdays on Fox.
Lion fans awaiting their team to wake up, trailing 21-0. Quinton Michael replacing the injured Michael Lewis at strong safety. First down at the 47-yard line. Bryson gets to midfield, bringing up second down. 3:20 remaining in the first half. Dick Stockton along with Darrell Johnston and Tony Siragusa. Quiet here. Why not, with a 21-0 lead for the Eagles, showing no letdown at all from their big win against the Vikings on Monday night. There's Jerome McDougal, who's going against his brother Stalker McDougal. Lions under 4 yards per play. That won't get it done. 2nd and 8. Harrington steps up and tries to get it to Roy Williams, but it's too wide, and covering him was Mark Simoneau. There was an opportunity there, Moose.
They've had a couple. They've had Roy Williams once down the field deep and overthrew him on that one, and then coming across on a deep crossing route, gets it out a little bit too far. And I think a lot of it goes back to what Tony's talking about. Happy feet. You're not feeling comfortable in the pocket, and when you play against a West Coast style offense, which is what Steve Mariucci and this system is about, it's based on rhythm. And you know, Jim Johnson knows that. He's faced this style several times. You don't want to let him get comfortable with this 3-step drop, you know, the reverses and all the different things that come out of this philosophy.
Michael Lewis back in for the Eagles. 3rd and 7. Showing blitz. Quick around the end. And Harrington didn't have a chance. Javon Kearse. And that's exactly why they got him for the pass rush. And Kearse around in a jiff, and a big loss of 10 yards as the Lions have to kick again.
Just the speed to move once he gets on that upfield shoulder, the way he can turn. I mean, he doesn't continue to go upfield. Once he gets on the tackle's upfield shoulder, it is a 90-degree turn right there. Now I am coming straight at the quarterback. And now they don't have to blitz. You got a guy like Javon Kearse. You don't have to blitz to get pressure anymore. It's just a luxury for that defense.
First sack since joining the Eagles for Javon Kearse. Reno Mahi trying to find running room and cannot, as he is stopped at the 12-yard line with 2:10 remaining. 51-yard punt. And not much to brag about for the Detroit Lions so far in this first half, as the Eagles have had it all. Donovan McNabb with a 1-yard sneak, 2 touchdown passes for number 5.
Mike, can I talk to you for a second? Did you know you went over your soccer minutes this month? That's going to cost you $194.
Now there's a better way to buy wireless. The Sprint PCS Fair and Flexible plan adjusts every month, so you can save up to $300 a year.
No overage penalties. Isn't that better?
Yeah. Sprint PCS. See how much you can save.
HP services and technology help the world's great companies face, manage, and love change. HP. Invent.
Thursday nights are moving to the OC.
If you force him to come home, he's going to want to run away again.
Plane tickets showing up, phone calls in the middle of the night. What's going on?
Television's biggest phenomenon returns on a brand new night.
You really want to know what's bothering me? Yes.
The new season of the OC begins Thursday, November 4th on Fox.
Coming up next, the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, and it's a beauty. Brett Favre, Peyton Manning. Packers and Colts. Some of you will see 49ers against Seattle, but what a battle that's going to be. A great shootout in the Dome in Indianapolis. Goose?
How do the Packers respond after letting one slip through their fingers last week at Lambeau, no less?
Eagles showing a lot more. Coming off that big win, they won another one. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line, and completing the pass. That is 17 of 19. Todd Pinkston on the reception for Donovan McNabb. 2 touchdown passes, no interceptions. And the clock stops at 2:04 remaining as the Lions call a timeout. Can things get any better for Donovan McNabb in this young season?
I don't know. It'd be hard-pressed to see him play as well as he has consecutive weeks. And, you know, we mentioned the point earlier before. There was Freddie Mitchell's coming across the middle of the field, and he steps up. He's on the move, and he delivers the ball on the run to Freddie Mitchell. And that was a pass that in the past few seasons he was questioned about his accuracy, the fact that he wasn't able to hit the wide receiver on the go and allow him to turn upfield and make additional yardage. We've had them twice this year. I have not seen those throws so far from Donovan McNabb. He is putting the ball into small places. He is allowing the receivers to turn and run. And I tell you, I'm perplexed. I'm trying to figure out what is different this year than last year. And it can't just be the addition of Terrell Owens. And there's something else that's out there. And
he won't tell you.
Nobody will tell you. You can't figure it out. They have some secret ingredient here that they don't want to share with anybody.
There you see the offensive leaders across the top. It'll be 2nd down and 3, and McNabb gets hit. One of the rare times the Lions have gotten to him as he tried to get that ball to Chad Lewis. And a 2-minute warning here at Ford Field with the Eagles spinning a first-half shutout, 21-0.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Sprint PCS Picture Mail. It's easy for football fans to shoot, send, and share football moments.
Mike, can I talk to you for a second? Did you know you went over your soccer minutes this month? That's going to cost you $194.
Now there's a better way to buy wireless. The Sprint PCS Fair and Flexible plan adjusts every month, so you can save up to $300 a year.
No overage penalties. Isn't that better?
Yeah. Sprint PCS. See how much you can save.
Nintendo? Who wants lunch? Yeah, I thought Wendy's. Junior bacon cheeseburger for me, side salad and baked potato for your mom. You're chicken nuggets guys, right? And everything's 99 cents on the super value menu, so the sky's the limit. Did I mention we could win a fabulous family trip to Nintendo's U.S. headquarters to play their new games?
To enter Wendy's and Nintendo's Super Family Sweepstakes, use the code and have some fun together.
How'd you get them to stop playing? Dad said that quality family time was the key to our social development. Right, Dad?
Sure.
This bolt is 4.5 inches long, made from hardened alloy steel. 6 of them connect the cargo box of the Ford F-150 to its frame. Why do we do this when others don't? Because we're building the strongest pickup. You can be sure of that. We are. Only one truck earned the right to be the next Ford F-150.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. The Eagles leading the Lions 21-0. Eagles have been proven for many years that they know how to win on the road. 7-1 last season. And they kind of like Detroit, I would think. This is their first visit back here in 20 years.
If it goes this well, they'll probably want to get back here sooner than 20 years from now.
Their athletic director will put them on the schedule every year.
Let's do a home-and-home series.
3rd down and 3. Eagles on their 19. Pitch to Westbrook. And Westbrook with a flag down will have the first down pending the penalty. And it'll be a holding penalty against the Eagles, nullifying the first down.
Holding, offense, number 89, half the distance to the goal, 3rd down.
Chad Lewis holding. So it'll be half the distance. And talking about that second game of the doubleheader, we've been all over McNabb and how great he has been. What about the Brett Favre and Peyton Manning matchup coming up next on Fox?
Well, both of these defenses are really going to be challenged this afternoon. Brett Favre, you look what he's done throughout his career, and then Peyton Manning has just been on a roll lately. But the defenses have been the questions for both of these clubs. You know, is Indianapolis, is that defense going to take the next step, to get the Colts past that hump? Green Bay, there was a change from Ed Donatel to Bob Slowick. I thought they were a little bit too aggressive last week against Chicago. Peyton Manning will make you pay the price if you blow any type of assignment.
He will, and it should be a shootout. That's the second half of our doubleheader. Fake handoff, and McNabb back at the 1-yard line, and the pass is broken up. Terrell Owens, the intended receiver, and Fernando Bryant. He's tightened up his play since he got beaten by T.O. in the first quarter for a touchdown.
Yeah, he kind of sat on a route expecting something to break in front of him. And this play, they did a good job because he wanted to get Freddie Mitchell inside, and then Terrell Owens is working back, but there's Fernando Bryant, step for step, makes a good play on the ball to prevent that first down from being converted.
And a penalty, offside call against the Lions. And it was called on James Hall, the defensive end. So another play for the Eagles, at least on this series, with 1:48 remaining in the half.
Another one of these hidden things in the that you don't see in the box score. The defense makes a stop. They're going off the field. Philly's going to punt. Their offense will get the ball back with 1:48. Let's see if Donovan McNabb can take advantage of this with a conversion and then possibly run the clock out or get more points before halftime.
Third down. It looks like the same play as the last one. McNabb in the pocket, throwing it up down the middle of the field for Freddie Mitchell, and it goes through. And Mitchell had beaten Brock Marion, the safety downfield, and it went through his hands.
That is the aggressive play calling of the Philadelphia Eagles this season. They are in a 3rd and 7 situation. They just ran this play exactly right, Dick Stockton. The same action. What the difference was? Freddie Mitchell stopped and came back to Donovan McNabb. They give you the same look up front. If you're a safety sitting back there in deep half, you see the same thing. You're going to start to move up to try and bite on that, and all of a sudden they try and slip Freddie Mitchell past you for a big play.
Dirk Johnson punting from the 5, and this is where the Lions need a return from Eddie Drummond, but another great kick this time by Johnson, and Drummond can't get away. Great special teams coverage by the Eagles, and it was Roderick Hood who had a hand on the leg and wouldn't let go. And we want to remind you that coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league, and the Fox Sports ticker has up to the second scores and stats. It was Hood who got his hand on the leg, and then the Trotter came in after that. So Andy Reid has things going his way, and as he passed Dick Vermeil for second place on the all-time list for winners as Eagle coaches with his 58th win against Minnesota.
Still got to get to that big game, though. Dick Vermeil got to the big one. He didn't win it, but he got there.
He got there.
You know that those Eagles fans, that's what will separate Andy Reid.
Kick goes down, and this time on the safety blitz, Brian Dawkins, who did not play at all in preseason and just getting back into the swing of things, and a sack and a loss of 6.
And he's going to come right there onto the inside. And, you know, Joey Harrington told us that watching these guys on film, they were unconventional. They are not unconventional. They just do things differently. They have confidence that their guys can get there and get into positions that most guys can't.
Sean Bryson on 2nd and 16. Will still leave him 9 yards short of the first down after picking up 7.5. Ike Reese on the tackle. Under a minute remaining in the first half, and the Lions have 1 timeout remaining. So let's compare these two quarterbacks and the times they've been sacked.
Kind of surprising there to see Donovan McNabb that high on the list, but you know, with a West Coast style offense, the ball comes out quick. And you talk to Tony Siragusa about it. It's very frustrating with these 3-step drop systems when you can't get there. He probably has a bunch of balls batted down, but you know, I'm surprised to see that stat on Donovan's part.
Tony, we're bringing you in, kid.
Yeah, I hear you guys. You know, that is frustrating. The only thing as a defensive lineman, when you get that 3-step drop, is getting your hands up and tipping balls. But, you know, there's a lot of things going out down there today with the Philadelphia defense, and it's frustrating. I know how it is. I've been in a situation where I've been 1-15 and haven't played a real good game, and the Lions really going to have to get some momentum going. It's just really morbid down here on the field, tell you right now.
That's a description. 3rd down and 9, and Harrington completes the pass to Roy Williams, and he goes out of bounds, gets the first down into Philadelphia territory to the 45-yard line, an 18-yard pickup.
And it goes back to the consistency, right? I mean, that's a good route by Roy Williams, thrown on time by Joey Harrington. So every once in a while you see that glimpse of something positive, but, you know, credit the Eagle defense for not allowing Joey Harrington to feel comfortable in the pocket and be able to throw these pass routes on time.
You know, it seems Joey Harrington is only looking for Roy Williams out there. I mean, he has a bunch of other receivers he's got to get the ball to, try and mix it up a little bit.
You're right.
He doesn't look like he's looking around the field. Looks like he's looking at one receiver and one receiver only.
You're right. He's got Streets and Azakim to the right side, but he's looking left, and he completes it to Roy Williams, and Guanakus as he completes another pass to Williams, and the first down at the 22, picking up 23 yards. Why not look to number 11?
Well, the Eagles are just going to go and start defending him, putting 2 guys on him, tying him up.
Well, don't
you got to open it up a little bit.
They spike it to stop it, the clock at 32 seconds. So it's Roy Williams or bust the way it's going for the Lions as far as their wide receivers go.
And that's kind of the complete opposite of what we're seeing on the Philadelphia side, where Donovan McNabb has just got a ton of weapons to work with. And you know, Tony makes a great point. If you're going to start focusing on him, you know, they've got viable receivers. Ty Street's a veteran that's used to this system. Oz Hakeem, who works the slot probably better than anybody in the NFL still. They've got Steven Alexander, who's a perfect fit at tight end for this system.
Well, 3 would be better than nothing, of course, but 7 is really what the Lions need before intermission. 32 seconds remaining. Here comes the pressure up the middle. Harrington's pass caught by Roy Williams again. And I think his forward progress should give him the first down. And you can see the timeout signal by Harrington flat on his back. Stops the clock at 24. And right now, Darwin Walker, who did not practice with a strained calf this week, is slow getting up for the Eagles.
He was just laying there on top of Joey Harrington, and everybody was screaming, thinking that he was just trying to run the clock out, but he is banged up.
You got to watch out for those big quarterbacks. You know, just because you come free and get a shot on them, that doesn't mean they can take it. You wonder what happened to Darwin Walker.
A good hit by Walker because it was not helmet to helmet.
No, and very heady by Joey Harrington right there. Trying to get the play stopped, trying to conserve as much time as possible.
He's a heady guy. Goose, you got a chance to meet Harrington. For us, it was the first time the other day.
You know, he seemed a little different than what I expected. He was, you know, I thought he went, you know, and was a little bit too overconfident, you know, in the meeting, and you know, just a different kind of guy. Not a meat and potato guy, but a very, you know, sophisticated man. That's as much as I can go into right now, Dick.
More champagne and caviar than meat and potatoes?
Yeah, I wouldn't see him going out and ordering a beer anytime soon, to tell you the truth.
In other words, he may not be your kind of guy, Goose.
No, he's the kind of guy that's on the other side of the club than I am. He's over there with the champagne and the caviar and the also the strawberries with chocolate.
Okay.
You know,
we get the idea.
Okay. You guys need me anymore? I'll be right here.
All right, we may call on you. Meanwhile, Walker is still shaken up. Walker and Jerome McDougal, who had a groin injury, did not practice during the week, but they were activated and playing today.
They're going to run a stunt. There goes Ike Reese up into the middle. Darwin Walker loops all the way to the outside. There's 97, and you know, it looks like as he came around the corner on that stunt that he got to Joey Harrington before he felt like he was going to get there, and he never got himself down to make contact. And you know, sometimes all you got to do is hit your head and have it move the wrong way when you don't expect it, and you get one of those burners. And, you know, that looks like what might have happened because I think he came so clean and he just wasn't ready for contact.
At a point, Harrington called for the timeout, but they don't charge the Lions for one because of the injury inside 2 minutes to Philadelphia. The timeout was given to the Eagles, so Detroit still has one timeout left. And here is Harrington drilling it. It's caught for the touchdown to Roy Williams. He crossed the plane. 12-yard touchdown pass, and that will give the Lions a boost, which they need badly. Brian Dawkins, talk about physical play. Dawkins on Roy Williams, Moose.
Oh, this is a double move. You watch right there. He goes to the outside, then breaks back across. Another reason why Philadelphia has brought a lot of pressure. Number one, they're on the road. Number two, they've got some young guys at critical spots for the coordination, but they knew that Detroit was going to try some double moves on them. They wanted to shorten that time in the pocket that Joey Harrington had. But right there in the red zone, they were able to execute, protect, and allow Joey Harrington to get the ball off.
A 12-yard touchdown pass. Third TD catch in 2 weeks for Roy Williams, and Jason Hanson getting a chance for the extra point, and he's good, and the Lions finally score with 20 seconds remaining in the first half. It's 21-7, and at least the Lions can take a little breath. Speaking of taking a breath, you know, when the goose is loose, you wonder where he's going to wind up. Well, we sent the goose on the loose in Detroit when we got here.
Upside down. No, he was right side up.
That's right, us, man. What's up, man? Good to see you, baby.
Hey, where'd you work? I get it. Yeah. Thank you.
Went to the truck factory here. Where else?
If I'm getting ready to buy a Ford pickup, I want to know the VIN number of every pickup truck that Tony Siragusa was near on his visit to that factory.
Well, if you want that one, Moose, it's at the hotel. I took it. No one said anything. It's amazing.
You just drove off, right?
I'm waiting for the Ford family to come down here and send me a bill.
So the crowd feeling a bit jovial for the first time today. The Eagles took a 21-0 lead, and the Lions self-destructing as well. And now Detroit back in the game somewhat.
Some of that resiliency that Steve Mariucci talked to us about. The character of this team, they never give up. There have been times in the first 2 weeks that they could have fallen back to the, oh, here we go again thing, the same old Lions. They find a way to battle back in, and that's an impressive drive at the end of the half.
Hansen hits a roller, and
I
it's
hate
picked
squib
up
kicks at the end of the half.
At the 30 by Reno Mahe, and you can understand why, because the Eagles will get the ball at the 49 of Detroit with 12 seconds to go. Again, the Visa halftime report. JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy, you won't want to miss them. Scores and highlights, a Fox Sports ticker, and another injured player for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's Jason Short. Now he's up and limping off.
Just kick the ball deep. You do it all game long. You get to a certain point of the game and you want to squib it because you don't want anything bad to happen. Just challenge the other 10 guys to go out and make a tackle. We've seen it backfire so many times in the last 2 years. You telling me by kicking it off deep and going down in coverage that you can't beat the field position that you've got right now?
Well, 12 seconds to go, and the Eagles have 2 timeouts. Not much time, however. That may not be the factor.
Hey, they had that one-play 29-yard drive early in this half. Right. It doesn't take a whole lot of time for this offense.
And you're up 21-7 against the Lions. Why not take a shot? They got 3 wide receivers of the 4 to the right. And here is McNabb drilling it, and the pass incomplete. Freddie Mitchell had a chance for the catch, and Chris Cash defending. So 7 seconds remain.
And the Eagles right there trying to get 3 points. They've got David Akers, who's a great kicker. You put 3 people on the other side, and you try and slip Freddie Mitchell over there on a comeback route. He's got to make that catch because that puts you at about the 39. And David Akers, he's got quite a leg here in the NFL. Inside, I think he might be able to go 55, 56 today.
You know, before the game, Moose, I saw him kick a 60-yarder.
There you go.
60-yarder right through. Made it by about a foot.
Second down and 10, but 7 seconds, and the clock really. Here's the Hail Mary, and a flag is down, and the ball is batted up and intercepted in the end zone by Terrence Holt. But there's a penalty down, and if it's against the Lions, the Eagles will get another opportunity. Time has run out.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, defense, number 29, 5-yard penalty. The period will be extended by 1 untimed down.
So it's Chris Cash on the penalty, and the Eagles do get another chance.
They got to defend one more play, and it's similar to what we had earlier when they had made a stop on 3rd down and they were offsides. So they get the 5-yard penalty, another chance, and then they convert it. So you're giving a team who's on a roll right now extra opportunities. And we've talked about it this half. Detroit had to play nearly perfect, and they had to have some help from Philadelphia. Right now, Philadelphia is playing nearly perfect, and they're getting help from Detroit.
Well, right now, this would be a 61-yard field goal for Akers, and Tony just said he was kicking him from 63.
But he only had a foot to spare.
Well, that's all you need sometimes.
Foot, feet.
So this is the extended play with no time remaining in the first half. McNabb stepping up, firing in the end zone. And all they had to do was bat it down, and that's what happened, and it was deflected away. Roy Williams was good hands guy. How about him? Back there as a defensive back, helped break up the play. And that is the end of the first half. The Lions show something late, but the Eagles had it all early. McNabb with 2 touchdown passes and a 1-yard touchdown run before Harrington hit Roy Williams. That is the end of the first half. With a score, the Eagles 21, the Lions 10. Fox NFL Sunday continues. We'll be back here at Ford Field after these messages.
Fox NFL Sunday. 2 of the NFL's most electrifying quarterbacks square off in a matchup for the ages. Brett Favre and the Packers take on Peyton Manning and the high-powered Colts. Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader continues later today.
You can't script October.
Red Sox 5 defensive outs away.
The Division Series begins October 5th on Fox.
Every man for himself!
Malcolm in the Middle, weeknights at 6:30, Fox 29.
Smith family, party of 7. We can seat you now.
With its available third-row seat, the Toyota Highlander has room for 7. And make sure you make room for Toyota's fall clearance to get great deals on 2004 SUVs, like $750 cash back on the smooth-riding Highlander. There's also $750 cash back on 4Runner. Hurry to Toyota's fall clearance and find out which of 17 Toyota models is perfect for you.
Time is running out at the Jeep Model year-end clearance. Announcing 0+ on our best selection of remaining 2004 Jeep vehicles. Choose your favorite, like Jeep Grand Cherokee, with 0% APR financing, plus $1,500 bonus cash, for a total savings of up to $7,400. Plus, get our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. But hurry to your Jeep dealer today, because 0+ on our best selection of 04s ends September 30th.
Hyundai Initial Quality is winning people over. The Hyundai Sonata was just named the highest-ranked entry midsize car in Initial Quality by J.D. Power and Associates. That dedication to Initial Quality lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. And the feature-packed Hyundai Sonata starts for as little as $14,799. So don't buy another sedan before you check out the highest-ranked Hyundai Sonata. Hyundai, win. Get a 2004 Sonata with up to $3,000 cash back or 0% APR.
Mercury Mountaineer. Available DVD entertainment system. Safety canopy system. Disappearing third row seat. $279 a month.
So the Eagles leading 21-7 in the battle of the 2-0 teams in the first half here at Ford Field. Donovan McNabb going to work after some hijinks before the game. Terrell Owens and the Lions taking the field. And McNabb has been the star with a touchdown rushing and 2 touchdowns passing. So that's the story at halftime here at Ford Field. And the Fox NFL Sunday will continue with the Visa halftime report.
Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Get ready for the game.
Fox redefines suspense with the critically acclaimed 24. Now we're taking on the medical drama with a groundbreaking new show from the director of X-Men. Every week, one doctor.
You're risking a patient's life.
And his extraordinary team.
She's not breathing.
She'll be dead in 2 minutes.
Take the cases that no one else can solve.
Get out of my head!
This fall, see why all doctors are not created equal.
No one believes me.
I do.
House, a new series coming Fox Fall.
Fox Wednesday on an all-new That 70s Show.
Hi, Fez.
Could it be true? Whoa. Could something be going on between Donna and Fez?
Not gonna regret this. And that's the first time I said that to a girl and meant it.
Then, does Patton have the moves to help the girls win a talent show?
Let me get a closer look.
An all-new quintuplets.
Perfect.
Plus, on an all-new Bernie Mac, driving lessons turn to road rage.
Go, break, ding-a-ling, look out.
Part of a full hour. The Killer. A wall-to-wall comedy starts at 8, 7 Central, Fox Wednesday.
The next pick at the United Way draft belongs to the food bank.
We select Brian Urlacher.
Now we need a ruling because Urlacher was already selected by the Home Restoration Program. Erica.
Okay, well, I just spoke to the United Way, and Urlacher is allowed to simultaneously volunteer.
So how does Brian Urlacher get drafted twice? Well, he's got a big heart, and he's really devoted to the Chicago community.
The toy drive picks next, and word is they're also looking at Urlacher.
We're going with Urlacher.
Get involved in your community. It's what matters.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Get ready for the game.
All right, as we welcome you to the Visa Halftime, Terry Meyer in the suit. Those of you watching Philadelphia and Detroit, New Orleans at St. Louis. Let's start first. Philadelphia and Detroit. McNabb, highest rated quarterback in the NFL.
Eagles 2-0, Lions 2-0, but
After a long Mitchell reception, a 1-yard sneak by McNabb, 7-0. It is the Eagles, and then, hello, 41-yard touchdown, Terrell Owens. Touchdown reception, his 5th of the year, most in the NFL, 14-0. Then McNabb rolls right, finds tight end Mike Bartram on the back of the end zone. 8 different receivers get a catch in the first half, and then that, I don't know what that is.
Well, he's also a long snapper, that's why,
21-0 until capping a 64-yard drive. Roy Williams on the deep end off of a blitz, 12-yard touchdown. 21-7, Eagles over the Lions. All right, Brian Urlacher out with a pull hamstring. Watches Dante Culpepper. It's live television. Now, got to go fast. Leave me alone. He goes deep, finds Kelly Campbell on a 40-yard reception. 6-0 Bears at this point. And then Culpepper, bump and run, top right.
Jump ball!
Going right at it. R.W. McQuarters. No matchup. Randy Moss takes it in. 10-6 Vikings over the Bears. What? At the half. New Orleans going up, seeing St. Louis Rams. Mark Bulger back. Blitz, delayed blitz. Single free. Nobody in the middle. Underthrow. Touchdown. Torrey Holt, 32-yard. 7-0 Rams. And then Aaron Stecker in for the injured. Deuce McAllister running back for the Saints. Fantasy football people out there, gotta love this. 42-yard score. We're tied up at 10-all. John Corney nails a 53-yarder and is Saints over the Rams 13-10. Michael Vick, last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week, watches as a healed Warrick Dunn bounces off tackle, takes it outside, and then 60 yards later knocked out of bounds. Then Jay Feely nails a field goal, 6-0 Atlanta over Arizona. Not a good game to watch.
Kurt Warner's gone over 15,000 yards passing, and the Giants lead the Cleveland Browns. Texans have outgained each of their first 2 opponents, but have lost. They're trailing 7-6 to Kansas City. Jaguars have allowed just 1 touchdown this season. 2 field goals there. They're behind in Tennessee. Carson Palmer was 2-1 against Kyle Bowler in college. Bowler trying to even the score, his first rushing touchdown of his NFL career. Philadelphia, Donovan McNabb. Boy, does he have some weapons he's taking advantage of.
Yeah, the thing I see with Philadelphia, everybody said, well, before the season, here they're an NFC championship team, and on top of that, they're going to make it to the Super Bowl because they picked up Owens and Kirst. I'm seeing something now besides the talent. There's an attitude there. McNabb's got the smile on his face. Owens, they're all, playing with such confidence that it's almost like it's a game. It's a real fun game, and it's not, and there's no pressure on them right now.
Well, yeah, he's smiling.
See, look at that.
Terrell Owens pulled into town. Hello, the number 2 and 3 receiver are better. The tight end's better. The running back's better. The quarterback's better. The O-line's better. But when you look at St. Louis,
defense is playing better.
St. Louis is a football team playing New Orleans. Granted, they're 1-1. They had no business, New Orleans Saints, winning that football game last week. Not a good football team. Could not run the ball. They lose Deuce McAllister. Stecker comes in, he runs. Bulger's one throw to Holt on the touchdown was severely underthrown. Not playing well at home. 7 rushes, 21 passes. Really a one-dimensional football
Scoring
team.
in the NFL is down, and I thought when they were going to enforce this chucking rule on the cornerbacks that this was all to help passing yardage and touchdowns. And, folks, it is down. The rule being enforced.
And the answer is the reason why?
I don't know why.
Hey, it's open up the run game.
It's helping the receiver for Detroit.
Hey, by the way, Roy Williams is what?
He is the man.
All right, there it
man.
is. With that in mind, the man is his name. Visa halftime continues right after this.
Next to me here.
You're watching Fox Sports, broadcasting in 720p and Dolby 5.1, the world's finest high-definition standard.
Wake up to What's Up. Good Day Philadelphia. Weekday mornings on Fox 29.
It's the final days of the Dodge Model year-end clearance. Announcing 0+ on our best selection of remaining 2004 Dodge vehicles. Get the 04 Dodge you want, like the Hemi-powered Dodge Ram 1500 with 0% financing, plus $2,500 in bonus cash for a total savings of up to $8,400. And still get our 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. But hurry to your Dodge dealer because 0+ on our best selection of 04s ends September 30th.
Where are Nigel and Trevor?
They're testing the vehicle stability.
Who are you?
I'm a 0. 0% rate for 72 months.
Why are you in a cage?
I'm a locked-in rate.
From September 28th through the 30th, you've got 72 hours to get locked into 0% financing for 72 months for qualified buyers. That's 0% interest for 6 whole years. It's a great way to lower your payments on every 2004 Chevy, but hurry. The 72-hour sale ends September 30th.
Shouldn't there be a percentage sign?
He's unbreaking.
You don't have to leave civilization to find adventure. The 245 horsepower all-wheel drive Nissan Murano.
No, I'm sorry, Eli. Kurt said it's your wardrobe.
What the heck's wrong with my wardrobe?
Nothing if you're going to an Ole Miss frat party.
You're giving me fashion advice? I'd rather wear that jacket than some of your get-ups.
Hey, man, I'm just here to help.
Yeah, that's what they tell me.
And the team's coming back on the field, getting set for the third quarter with the Eagles leading the Lions by a score of 21-7. Darrell Johnston and Dick Stockton, but you could read that on the lower part of the screen. Okay, now where are we now with the Lions scoring late? It's 21-7, but that leads you to the same kind of script that the Lions have written for themselves in the first two games.
And the one thing that they couldn't do, they couldn't come out against Philadelphia and have the slow starts that they've had week 1, week 2, and wait for special teams to try and keep them in the game. The fourth quarter has been their best quarter during the course of a game. They're going to have that today. Now, Philadelphia, let's go the other side. Can Philadelphia finish this game? Kind of disturbing the fact that they allowed Detroit to go down the field and get 7 points at the end of the half when they had dominated the entire half. So, you know, they've got to come out with the same intensity they took the field with and finish this game.
Well, Roy Williams has been found by Mr. Harrington, and let's take a look now at the first half statistics. And you see the Lions out rushing the Eagles, but look what the Eagles have done in the passing department and so on down the line.
A third down, the big one, 4 for 6. And 3 of those third downs that they converted were 3rd and 7+. It's an area that you're trying to get your opposition in as a defense, and Detroit just couldn't finish the deal on third down.
Now let's take a look at our fantasy halftime stats. That's what they look like. And for the latest in fantasy stats, log on to foxsports.com. Big first half for Donovan McNabb. 3 touchdowns, 2 as a passer, 1 as a rusher. Kevin Jones shaken up, hurting his ankle, and John Ritchie, the fullback, went out. Terrell Owens and Roy Williams have each caught a touchdown pass. The Goose, are you loose on the field right now?
Yeah, I'm just going over to the Eagles sideline. I see Corey Detmer warming up. I don't know what that's about, but be interesting to see if he gets in. And the attitude on the Eagles sideline seems pretty good. You know, it's pretty hard when you score 21 points real fast to start believing that the game is over. I think it was a little bit of a wake-up call when the Lions went down there and scored on them. So I just want to go over here and check out, see what they're feeling like, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I get an idea.
Well, if Coy Detmer's coming in, you've got a scoop, Goose, and Jason Hanson getting set to kick off. The Eagles will get the ball first. J.R. Reed, who has been a sensational kickoff return man, wearing number 30, the same number worn by Brian Mitchell, 4th-round draft pick from South Florida. Reno Mahi is right with him back there. And the second half is underway. And it's J.R. Reed on the return, tripped up, gets away. And as we saw a couple of weeks ago, hard to bring down as he carries it out to the 27, a 24-yard return. There is Hank Fraley, and of course the Eagles using more of the shotgun than they have in the past, not because of that man Donovan McNabb, because Fraley used to be a tackle at college and Robert Morris wasn't always that comfortable as a shotgun center, but the Eagles have gone to it a lot more, and Fraley has worked on it during the offseason. First down for the Eagles on the 27. Westbrook and Levens are the split backs. Lewis, the tight end, in motion, and McNabb can't go anywhere. Down he goes, and that pocket just collapsed. And James Davis makes the defensive play, a loss of 8.
Well, right now, you go to that start, and it's not what you want when you're a Philadelphia offensive lineman. They controlled the line of scrimmage the entire first half. That's just good effort by James Davis right there, never giving up, beats Artis Hicks back to the inside with a spin move. And we never really saw Donovan under pressure where the pocket collapsed around him. And there's Dan Wilkinson, 72, and Sean Rogers, 92, getting that good push up the middle, but not allowing Donovan McNabb to escape.
First sack of the game by Detroit. They spread out the offense and the screen to L.J. Smith, and look at the tight end in open field. L.J. Smith, and what a find he has been, combined with Chad Lewis. A great 1-2 pass catching tight end combination, getting 27 yards before Marion brings him down.
Oh, an extremely athletic guy. They're just going to come in, sell the pass rush, just slips underneath. A good play call right there, good kick out block by Jermaine Mayberry, number 71, and then, as you pointed out, some nice open field running by L.J. Smith, big tight end, moving very well in the open field.
Now Reno Mahi is in the backfield. First play from scrimmage for Mahi, and this pass caught by Pinkston and going out of bounds of close to the first down, maybe shy by a yard.
This is just an offense right now that is playing with a tremendous amount of confidence. It really doesn't matter what situation they get into by down and distance. I think that they feel that they can convert anything. And in that first half, they had 5 chances at 3rd and 7+. They got 3 of them. They can throw a screen. They've got the guys in the offensive skill positions to take the ball, the necessary yardage, but also to create stuff when it's not really there.
2nd and 1, and they bring in Mike Bartram, the tight end, who caught a touchdown pass earlier. He and Chad Lewis are the tight ends. They need 1 yard. They give it to Westbrook. Westbrook will get the yard as he goes out of bounds as the Eagles march into Lion territory. 6-yard pickup in the opening minutes of the 3rd quarter.
The productivity that Philadelphia has had on first down really puts them in a good position. Detroit actually doing a very good job themselves at over 5 yards per play on first down. But when you talk about what Philadelphia has done this season, a lot of it has to do with getting into that second down area where really their entire offensive playbook is open. They're not forced into an area by the opposition's defense. They can really pick and choose their moments, and it's really paid dividends. I think what they're doing on first down is another huge plus why they're playing so well offensively.
From the 39 of the Lions, the pass underneath, and it's caught about 3 yards shy of the first down by Mike Bartram. And an 8-yard pickup, make it Chad Lewis on the reception. So it'll be 2nd down coming up, 2nd and 2. And if the Eagles have to hunt and peck, they'll hunt and peck. They'll beat you whatever the opportunity is for them on the offensive side.
They have the ability to execute and go 10 plays, 11 plays, 12 plays for a touchdown. As we saw earlier, they can also line up and grab a chunk from you with a 29-yard touchdown pass on a short field to Terrell Owens. But we've seen a couple other plays break for big yardage. So, it's kind of pick your poison with this offense.
2nd and 2, and they pick Reno Mahi, who picks up the first down and still stays in bounds. Mahi was not about to go out of bounds, and he picked up about 9 more yards, 19 in all. And here are the Eagles going at it again.
And this is good patience by Reno Mahi because they have number 94, Marcus Bell, gets great penetration. He doesn't panic, gets to the outside, and then look at how he sets up his blocks. Brian Westbrook, a guy who's on the outside, draws attention, as a receiver, but he's downfield throwing a block for Reno Mahi. And that got an additional 6 yards on that carry.
So you have Westbrook drawing attention away, and so is Terrell Owens. So when you have other weapons, you can use those guys as decoys. From the 14-yard line, first down, McNabb straight back, completes it to Westbrook, and he is down at the 8-yard line. And 4 minutes have elapsed here in this 3rd quarter, and the Eagles on the march again.
And there you look at what Donovan McNabb is able to do on those second downs. I mean, not only is he getting into situations where the down and distance is in his favor, but look at the productivity. 19 touchdown passes, only 3 interceptions. The highest rating is there, and I think that's because that entire offensive playbook is open up for him to be selective with his plays.
And 5 for 6 today, and the handoff up the middle of Westbrook. So 5 for 6 for 93 yards for McNabb on second downs. And now we'll have a 3rd down play coming up for the Eagles, already in solid field goal range for David Akers. Eagles took a 21-0 lead before the Lions. staged a late flurry and scored their touchdown. 3rd down and 4. Terrell Owens coming out to the right, being watched by Fernando Bryant. Now starting back in, and it's a fake end around, and the pass open in the end zone, and it is nearly picked off. Nearly an interception by Bracy Walker, and Walker knows interceptions. He snuffed out the Chicago Bears' final threat with an end zone pick in game 1.
Oh, Donovan McNabb gets lucky right here. Just a little bit underthrown to Chad Lewis. Bracy Walker gets his head around just in time.
Levens almost grabbed it, yeah.
He almost tipped it right to Dorsey Levens. Just a little bit underthrown right there. But a good play on the ball, and there you see it almost comes right to Dorsey Levens. Bracy Walker, a good job finishing the play.
So David Akers on to attempt a 26-yard field goal. How about this? 20 to 29 yard. Perfect, as he remains so with a 26-yard field goal as the Eagles stretch their lead to 24-7. 9:41 on the clock in the 3rd.
Get a pepperoni. Mushroom. We got mushrooms. I want green peppers.
You're so hard-headed.
Don't make me come over there. Oh, put a sauce in it, George.
Just get the Pizza Hut 4-for-all pizza. Then everybody gets what they want.
Cool.
The amazing 4-for-all pizza from Pizza Hut. 4 different pizzas for only $11.99. And for just $1 more, get breadsticks, Pepsi, or cinnamon sticks.
How can we ever thank you?
Well, this is a good start. Gather round the good stuff.
Where are Nigel and Trevor?
They're testing the vehicles to...
Copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sundays brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39.
Great sports fans in a great sports city in Detroit, and the Tigers improving somewhat. The Pistons are the defending NBA champions as you look at the scoring drive on the opening drive for the Eagles. And the Red Wings, well,
no hockey this year.
Yeah, the lockout. And the Red Wings, this is hockey town, you know. Eddie Drummond in the end zone has been able to get unleashed. Good coverage by the Eagles, and you know they concentrated on that this week, knowing how well Drummond has done. We'll be back 24-7. It's Philly.
On the road to perfection, there are no highways called compromise. There are no streets named adequate. There are no shortcuts. And the next stop is 1,000,000 miles away. The new ES, refined with a passion.
A very close call. Could have gone either way. It was right on the line.
Well, Ferguson's not too happy with it, I can tell you that much.
He's beating him like a rented mule.
And the ref's just tuning him out.
Boy, where do you train to take a beating like that?
That when's that porch gonna get painted and that litter box? It's been 3 weeks! 3 weeks! And to think I could have married Don Hoffman. And it wouldn't hurt for you to say that you love me once in a while.
Hi, I'm Donald Trump to talk to you about the remarkable convenience of the Visa check card.
Everyone knows the Visa check card's directly connected to the money in your checking account. Oops. But if your card's lost or stolen, did you know you're not liable for fraudulent purchases?
Got it.
And you'll get every single cent of that money back? Guess not. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
And I thought he was doing so well.
Get a Whopper from Burger King, save the wrapper. It's worth a song from America Online. 700,000 tracks to choose from, including studio performances from today's hottest artists. Whopper heads unite.
You know, Darryl, we've been talking about the Philadelphia offense and how impressive it's been really all year, but the defense, of course, plays a huge role for a team that's gotten the 3 NFC title games, not getting to the Super Bowl, and the defense is a critical area, especially with the 2 corners.
A team that has a lot of offensive stars, but this has really been a defensive team for the last few years, and they don't like the stigma right now, the fact that a lot of people are calling them a bend but don't break defense, because that has never been their style. They've given up a lot of yards, they tightened down in the red zone, but today they have played well, even in between the 20s. That last drive of the first half gave up a play, but Dhani Jones right there making a good play on Steven Alexander down the field. You just get that ball out a little bit farther, Joe Harrington, because you've got a guy, you've created a matchup, you've got him right there. That's a very athletic play by Dhani Jones.
Well, who wouldn't want 3 and out? And that's really what Jim Johnson wants to preach. But I'm impressed with the way the Eagles have come here as Kearse leaves the field again, was shaken up in the first half, knowing that they had a team in weight that was 2-0 on their home field.
Any opportunity for these guys to have a letdown, the coaching staff did a great job of preventing that. And I know that Andy Reid said he was going to find out about some of the new players on his team. And I think what he's found out has been very promising, because these guys have not come here and expected to win and just showed up and walked out onto the field. They have come, they have executed, they have done their game plan both offensively and defensively. And some of the things that Detroit has done well this season, the first 2 games, the play of their interior defensive line, I think that Andy Reid has to be real happy with how his center guard area did there. The fact that Eddie Drummond has not been able to establish any type of good field position for this offense. The kickoff coverage team for the Philadelphia Eagles, rose up and met a challenge today.
3rd down and 13 with 8:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Harrington getting time, taking up. He's not going to get close. The problem with that is that Harrington had to get out to the 26-yard line for the 1st down, and you knew the Eagles weren't going to close in before he got too far.
Well, we just finished talking about this defense. They have been, kind of the unsung story of the game. There's so much productivity on the offensive side of the ball, but Kevin Jones has tried to bounce outside. He can't. They get pressure from Javon Kearse without having to blitz, and they have played very well today. And you can see that the focus by Jim Johnson was, hey, we got to go out and play well all the time. We can't be allowing yards and then tighten up in the red zone.
The handoff from Reno Mahi to J.R. Reed on the return, still on his feet, and almost gets to midfield. And it was J.R. Reed, and a flag is down. Bracy Walker made the tackle, but a penalty flag is down.
I think that's going to be unsportsmanlike. I don't know if they think he spun the ball at one of the defenders at the end of the return.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness.
Nope.
Kicking team, number 82.
Wow.
15-yard penalty. 1st down. Timeout.
So Casey Fitzsimmons, the tight end, number 82. And so the Eagles already find themselves in Detroit territory. They're right there.
Heinrich, yeah. I'll be right there.
They've left little room for compromise.
Headlights that turn on curves.
Impressive.
The new RX from Lexus.
They are waiting for you.
Continuing to put the world on notice.
Hey, Mom. Remember when you told me to let you know if I needed anything back at school? Well, there's a couple of things.
They grow up so fast.
He's grown up? More people use Sprint PCS Vision picture phones than any other to easily share unlimited pictures. Now at Sprint stores, buy one for $59.99 and get one free. Sprint PCS. Now that's better.
We have a 10:30 armed robbery in progress.
Party time on October 8th.
I'm commandeering your vehicle. Buckle up for safety.
No rules.
Hey, we gonna call it in, right? We going now, baby, now.
No fear.
I'm not afraid to live outside the law. All right, Your Honor. You're living outside of your mind. That's where you live.
No shade.
I like this one. Sing along to it.
I don't understand.
Got it.
Taxi, rated PG-13. October 8th, only in theaters.
The show that made Orange County the place to be.
I own this town. Sure you do. You bought it.
California.
Greg Lewis is asked to block Nick Harris on the punt return, and, you know, sometimes you like that role, but you better you better be ready, because you don't want to have to see that during film session on Monday. Can't let the kickers get the best of you.
Boy, he's going to get ripped on Monday. You can't let that happen.
That's when you excuse yourself to go to the restroom before that play comes up.
You get a cold real quick and you don't go in.
That's when you say, I'll be right back. First and 10, 36-yard line. And there is Chad Lewis downfield, broken up nicely by Bracy Walker. Lewis is in a tight end along with Mike Bartram because L.J. Smith has a shoulder injury, and he may return.
Again, Bracy Walker, right at the last second, getting a hand up to deflect the ball away. We saw it in the end zone earlier on Chad Lewis also. So he's been his nemesis the last few series here.
The Eagles have had a lot of guys banged up today. They lost John Ritchie in the opening series.
Their ability to use all those different packages that Brad Childress and Andy Reid created is going to be cut back just a bit with those injuries.
They're the offensive leaders across the screen. The pass to Westbrook, speaking of screen, and he is dragged down by Bracy Walker inside the 30-yard line. Does not get out of bounds. Clock still runs. 7-yard pickup. The Eagles are the only NFL team who have won both their games by at least 10 points, and they're up by 24-7 here, about halfway through the third quarter. So it's been a great start for them in this 2004 season.
You got to love those stats, Dick. I love that. The 10-point one? That was tremendous.
Thank you.
I love it.
Goose, I always want to be graded by you on the information that comes out here. Then you know.
A for effort.
Third down and 3 from the 29. And the pitch to Westbrook. And Westbrook gets hit. Flags fly from the secondary, and Brock Marion, former Miami Dolphin, on a hard hit on Westbrook, limits him to 1 yard, but there's another flag.
A nice hit by Brock Marion. One of the few times that we've seen Brian Westbrook go backwards at any point this season.
Terry McCauley, the referee, and it looked like holding against the Eagles from the early signal.
Holding, offense, number 84, penalties decline, 4th down.
So Freddie Mitchell holding on the play, and Akers is going to come on to try to add 3.
A little handful of jersey, Freddie Mitchell. Dorsey Levin's a guy who's been in the lineup. Now, he's brought back to maybe take some of the load off of Brian Westbrook and help in the rotation back there. But in this game, I think he's been forced to play some fullback because of the injury to John Ritchie. So, you know, he's the guy that Brad Childress and Andy Reid have turned to be able to keep that package out there.
Akers made a 26, looking for a 47-yard field goal right here. It's down the middle, and the kick is good. So David Akers, almost automatic, raises the Eagle lead to 20 with 6:42 remaining on the third for Andy Reid.
Welcome to the Michael Vick Experience.
Keep your hands and feet in the harness.
Please wait for the next available chair.
Do it. Enjoy the ride.
Welcome to my ride. Before the fun starts, here's a few tips. Remember, push up in the pocket zone, 7 step correct chin strap. Check your ecstasy, 7 step correct.
Urlacher and Brooks showing blitz. Nick takes the snap. Nick slides around the pocket. Rushes down. He's going to keep it. Straight to the outside. Safety. Nick's putting across the field. Taking the 40. Gets away from trouble. Out of the block. Races into open field. Gets a foot race. Nick slices down to the 1 man speed.
Well, that's not in the playbook, but it should be.
The road to perfection is not on any map. It cannot be found in the road atlas. To get there, you set your speed at impossible. And never take your foot off the accelerator. The new ES, refined with a passion.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Lexus. The new 2005 Lexus RX, continuing to put the world on notice. By Nike. By Taxi, starring Queen Latifah and Jimmy Fallon, October 8th, only in theaters. And by Pizza Hut, the new 4-for-all pizza. Everyone gets the toppings they want. It's only at Pizza Hut.
Here in the third quarter at Ford Field, Dick Stockton, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. The Eagles now lead by 20, 27-7. Akers with a pair of field goals today and getting ready to kick off. Ford Field will be the scene of the Super Bowl. Not this year. That'll be Jacksonville, and Fox will have it for you, but next season. As Eddie Drummond trying to get something going and still having a problem. He has been one of the leaders in the league. J.R. Reed making the tackle. So the Lions go at it again when we come back.
Blue skies smiling at me. Nothing but blue skies do I see.
HP Services and Technology help the world's great companies face, manage, and love change. HP. Invent.
Love this spot.
Pop? Yeah, son. Something I gotta tell you.
I've got unbeerman-like conduct on Timmy. Giving Dad a beer with less taste, that's a loss of respect. Inheritance, decline. Replacing with great-tasting, less-filling Miller Lite. Half the carbs is Bud Light. We've also got unoriginal tattoo on Timmy, tribal armband design, attempting to fit in. Play beer.
Miller, good call. Wouldn't it be great if you could pay off all those high-interest credit cards and get extra cash for you? Call AmeriQuest now. We help homeowners do just that by refinancing their mortgage. You'll get your own personal loan specialist who knows you're more than your credit score. Call 1-800-AmeriQuest now or go to AmeriQuest.com. AmeriQuest, the company that knows you are more.
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Call 877-NFL-SHOP for your free team catalog.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by HP. Welcome to HP Digital Photography. Click, print, invent.
Back here in Detroit, the Lions will begin from the 24-yard line. The only play they've had from 20 or more yards was a 22-yard pass to Roy Williams from Joey Harrington. As you look at the fans in the concession area, history is not on their side in this game. Harrington stepping up, and the pass is broken up. Intended for Stephen Alexander, and Michael Lewis doing a good job there. This week on the Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week, the NL East champion Braves take on a Cubs team fighting for the National League wild card, or the Giants and Dodgers renew their rivalry with the NL West title on the line, or the Angels and A's square off with the AL West title up for grabs. For those of you in the Bay Area, you can see the Giants game on KTVU Channel 2 and the A's on KICU Channel 36. Coverage begins 1 Eastern and Pacific on Fox. Harrington's pass crossing pattern to Hakeem with a first down, his first catch of the game, up to the 37.
You know, Dick, talking about baseball, how about them Red Sox? How they doing?
Well, the Red Sox are beating the Yankees today. The Red Sox 6 up on Anaheim and Texas in the wild card. Yankees came in 4.5 up on the Red Sox in the division. Oakland, though, 2 up on both Anaheim and Texas in the West, and the Cubs leading the Giants by a thin 1.5 margin in the wild card. Giants can still win the West. Dodgers only a 1.5 up front. So it's going to be a great finish. And the playoffs and World Series right here on Fox. Harrington rolling out. And the pass caught by Roy Williams. Sandwiched between 2 defenders. Michael Lewis and Brian Dawkins makes the catch and a 13-yard gain to midfield.
And there's that physical presence of Roy Williams. He gets up. He doesn't back down from anybody. This guy is going to be special. He's very fluid in his movement for a big guy. Catches the ball well. There's a guy, he's concentrating on the catch. He's got Michael Lewis right in front of him, ready to unload on him, and he is not phased. And even with the contact, You know, he doesn't even take the brunt of anything right there.
7 catches, 91 yards for the rookie from Texas. First down in midfield for the Lions. They've got a long uphill climb here, and they stop. And then the play was still going. Arturs Pinner on the screen, and Pinner out of bounds. That was kind of a strange play. It looked like Harrington, everyone just stopped, and then they continued, and they nearly had the first down. Well, what a player he is.
Yeah, he is going to be something special. And you talk about a draft where they were able to get Roy Williams and Kevin Jones in the same draft. Unbelievable. And you see right there, I mean, he takes the ball when it comes in. He's not catching it. He's reaching out and taking it. He never lets the ball get into his body. He makes the catches that are away from his body very, very well. And then when he gets the ball in his hand, he's like Terrell Owens. He is a big physical guy that brings an attitude to the wide receiver position.
Slow start, but he's picked it up since. 2nd and 10 at the 41. Play action, and here is Harrington. Roy Williams is his target, and he overthrows Williams, covered downfield by Lito Shepherd.
You know, you talk about Roy Williams, Moose. The one thing that you really don't see is on run plays. This guy is not only a guy who can catch the ball and goes at it. He's just as aggressive when he's catching the ball as he is when he's blocking. This guy blocks, slow blocks like nobody I've seen in a long time.
Brian Dawkins mentioned it. You know, he said that this guy, you know, he's trying to be physical. He doesn't want to be intimidated by anybody. But you point in the run game too. He's not the guy that you know, hey, I'm only out here for catches and yards and touchdowns. He's complete, and he knows that a critical block thrown by him can turn a 6-yard run into a 60-yard run.
3rd and 1, and Pinner gets it done. First down at the 39 for the Lions. And you mentioned the fact earlier that Charles Rogers, for the 2nd straight year, out with a broken collarbone. This happened early in the opening game of the season. Rogers, who was from Michigan State, who was a high pick. Of course, he would have taken a lot of heat off of Roy Williams, even though Streets is reliable, as is Hakeem.
But you're talking about probably, you know, the top 2 wide receivers out of the last couple drafts. When you're talking about Charles Rogers and Roy Williams, a lot of people had Roy Williams #1 on their draft board over Larry Fitzgerald and some of the other guys that got a lot of attention.
Fake end around, and Harrington all of a sudden drills it down the sideline, and a flag is down off the hands of Sean Bryson, the running back, and a penalty marker down, and it may be against the Lions.
Pass interference, offense, number 84, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Sean Bryson going down the sideline on a flat and go. Little touchy for me. Nate Wayne's down there in coverage, but you know, there wasn't that big shove to create separation.
They mentioned number 84 was, of course, Sean Bryson, 24. So as a result of the penalty, the Lions are backed up. Ball will be placed at the Eagle 49, and it's first down and 20 now for Detroit. Eagles have all the points here in the 3rd quarter. Both field goals by David Akers. Harrington on the delay. Sean Bryson buried and will lose at least 2 yards thanks to Corey Simon.
Corey Simon, he is the guy on the inside that the Lions were worried about. They just felt that when he's got it turned up, that he is very difficult to block. They were worried about the matchup with Corey Simon. He is a big, physical, quick off-the-ball down lineman. You can see the power right there. He's trying to get turned by Damien Woody, but he has the ability to fight back across, come around the back side of the block, and still make a play on the runner.
He's doing a really good job of distinguishing whether it's going to be pass or run also, Moose. You can see his stance, you know, when it's going to be pass, he really goes and gets down in a high sprinting stance where he goes and he knows he's going to get off a lot better. So, you know, a lot of maturity there for him.
Roy Williams with the catch and a gain of 15 yards to the 35. So it'll be 3rd now and 5 or 6. Make it 6 for the Lions.
A good job overcoming that offensive pass interference penalty too, and you can see why Steve Mariucci really likes the resiliency and the character of this young team. You know, it's been an uphill battle for them all day, but they continue to fight. They continue to execute and try and get points. It's different than what the Lions team has been the past few years.
Reggie Swindon, who was re-signed this week, is in at wide receiver, and here is Harrington, and the pass to Williams, unable to hold on to it. He had Dexter Wynn, a rookie from Colorado State, defending. And fourth down coming up. Now you're down 27-7, 2:10 to go. And you can't play conventional football now. As you look at Roy Williams, very impressive numbers. His first career 100-yard game, and the Lions will go for it on 4th and 6. Eight catches, 106 yards, and a touchdown for Williams. All they would need is 6 yards to keep it going. Alexander lining up in the slot, the tight end, and Harrington's pass incomplete, and the Eagles will take over on downs. Big pressure put on Harrington that time as the pass headed in the direction of Roy Williams.
But I think that point that Tony made in the first half, you know, we're still continuing to see Joey Harrington really lock on to Roy Williams. And, you know, he got a ball underneath to Az-Hakim in the slot for a first down earlier in that drive. And, you know, when it gets into a critical spot, you love to have that go-to guy. But, you know, he's got some other viable weapons. You know, he talked to us about Ty Streets, the fact that he's been in this system and can be very productive. And Steven Alexander, I think he really fits what this style of offense does. I think it maximizes his abilities. I think he needs to start distributing the ball around to some of the other receivers a little more.
The Eagles today, 307 yards. They've averaged 386, 6th in the league. And we still have a full quarter and a couple of minutes to go. First down at the 35. Donovan McNabb hanging in there, and the pass incomplete. Going for the tight end, Chad Lewis, and James Davis on the coverage. And you talked about the other receivers. Ty Streets has only 1 reception. Az-Hakim has 1 reception. So they've relied heavily on the double ones. Roy Williams today.
The West Coast system is based on distributing the ball to all your playmakers who are out there. And, you know, that was one of the things that concerned Jim Johnson in his defense was disrupting the rhythm of that. And you've seen it from Philadelphia's offense. This is a version of the West Coast, more based on the pass than the run. But Donovan McNabb distributes the ball to a number of different people.
Quick slant to Terrell Owens. And Owens is tackled 2 yards shy of the first down with under 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter. 27-7, the Eagles looking for their 3rd straight victory. Last year, they began the year 0-2, playing tough Tampa Bay and New England at the time. Donovan McNabb's passer rating was 41. He was 129 coming into this one, and has thrown to 8 different receivers with another impressive game. 3rd and 3 for McNabb. Has time, and wide open is Terrell Owens. He gets the first down as he leaps out of bounds, 2 yards shy of midfield. So a 6-yard pickup to Terrell Owens, who has caught his 5th touchdown pass of the year today. Let's take a look at the season.
Yeah, there's one of the big ones. The completion percentage by Donovan McNabb, something that was critical, but there's a big one right there. The offensive line has played much better. Only 4 sacks this season. 3rd down conversions, over 50% this year, and we've seen a number of them in the 3rd and 7+. Another huge one, turnovers. And then the points, 58 points as compared to 10. So it's not one area where you can really look at it and say, this is what Philadelphia is doing better. It's across the board. The sacks and the production on 3rd down is attributed to the offensive line and the receivers and the quarterback.
First down.
But what you mentioned, the passer rating of Donovan McNabb, I mean, he was last in the NFL after 2 weeks last year. Dead last. And this year, he is first by a wide margin. So I still really feel that, you know, he has always been the guy to stop. When anybody has played Philadelphia, Donovan McNabb has been the guy that people have been concerned with. Terrell Owens has come to this team, and he has elevated what they can do offensively. But the other thing is the aggressive play calling of Andy Reid and Brad Childress on the offensive staff. They are very aggressive in what they're trying to do from week to week.
First down and 15 following the penalty, and Westbrook gets back close to midfield. Fernando Bryant on the tackle, got 5 of those yards back, and that'll be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Scores on the right-hand corner. You see the Giants leading the Browns 17-0. Another big defensive effort. Jacksonville leading Tennessee by 1. Baltimore ahead of Cincinnati. That's Goose's old team, showing they can win without Tony Siragusa. I never thought that would happen. That is the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Eagles 27, Lions 7. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
You're
watching the NFL on Fox.
Here is Malcolm in the Middle, weeknights at 6:30 on Fox 29.
Here's the DNA.
This is unusual. Look at this.
It's evolved.
It's growing. What is this?
Dominant.
With regular email, LOL stands for what? Lisa.
Laughing out loud.
Sad, isn't it? 3 letters can't capture laughter. But Comcast Video Mail can. Our world is vibrant and full of life. And now, so is our email. Wow.
Video Mail, free with Comcast high-speed internet. Call now for this great offer.
At Dunkin' Donuts, our croissants and bagels are freshly baked every day. It's one reason every breakfast sandwich we serve is so delicious and satisfying. Try one today. They take freshness to a whole new level.
And a look at the Polaroids as we start the fourth quarter here at Ford Field. Those are the scoring by quarters. Detroit getting their touchdown in the second.
Jim Johnson's defense will make you do that quite a bit during the course of the game. Where are they coming from?
You sure they're only playing with 11?
Is there 13 on that pitcher?
Yes.
He's a master at blitzes from any place on the field at any time. Second down. And McNabb gets hit. And the battle for the loose ball. It is a fumble. And it's recovered by the Lions. So it was Dan Wilkinson. Big Daddy forces the fumble. And recovered by Corey Redding. And the Lions get a break to start the fourth.
Well, when you're going to throw a pass like this, you have to let all the linemen know that this is a double move. We're going to be holding the ball a little bit longer. And what they were trying to do on the outside was get Todd Pinkston behind somebody with the double move. Boy, I might throw the red flag. It looked like his arm was starting to come forward on that play.
And they're never in a hurry, but all of a sudden, the red flag, if it is to be thrown, would be thrown. The Lions getting to the line of scrimmage, and there it comes. The challenge by Andy Reid. And no one has challenged anything today, and why not?
Philadelphia has challenged the ruling on the field that the quarterback fumbled the football prior to the arm going forward.
And we're going to take a break. We'll look at this a few times, and you know they are upstairs as well. 6 seconds into the fourth quarter.
Introducing the new 320 horsepower V8 Cadillac STS. Party's over.
Fox NFL Sundays brought to you by Cadillac and the all-new STS. Breakthrough. By ArcaX, the world's largest fully electronic stock exchange. By TGI Fridays. Check out the new Jack Daniel's Flat Iron Steak from TGI Fridays. And by Michelob Ultra. Lose the carbs, not the taste.
Back here at Ford Field, a short look by Terry McCauley on that challenge by Andy Reid.
After review, the ball was knocked free from the quarterback's hand prior to it going forward. The ruling on the field stands. Philadelphia is charged with their first team timeout.
Well, here's a team that's committed just one turnover coming into this one. Let's take another look. You don't agree, do you?
Well, on that last replay, I thought that it was going forward. You can see right there, he goes I don't know. I guess he had it set. It's still going backwards. I don't know. He's just getting it back to the set position.
Thin line, isn't it?
Yeah. Football's a game of inches. Boy, Donovan really got hit on that one. I didn't know. I was watching his hand whether it was moving forward last time. Boy, he took a nice shot from Dan Wilkinson.
Well, the Lions have forced the most fumbles and has recovered the most fumbles now. So
hey, we got off the stats of doom for the Detroit Lions. Something positive for them.
First down on the Eagle 44. The audible by Joey Harrington. See if the Lions can capitalize on this break. Bryson and missed the target by a wide margin. That wasn't pretty.
No, sometimes you go up to the line of scrimmage and you're audibling as a quarterback, but, the defense is going to adjust too. They're not going to stay in what they were in because they know that you've just changed and gone to something different, so they're going to back off and go into something that's going to counter your moves. So it becomes a game of cat and mouse at the line of scrimmage. I really like sometimes just getting up and snapping the ball, unless there's something obvious. Unless you've got a max blitz coming where you don't have enough people to pick up pressure from the strong side or the weak side.
2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line. And on the end around, here's Roy Williams. And he's going to throw to Ty Streets, but the pass is out of bounds. And not even close to the target. Brian Dawkins was defending downfield, but coming up, Michael Lewis was forcing Williams to get rid of the ball. Looks good when you draw it up.
I guess that's the only way you can get the ball not thrown to Roy Williams is to have him throw it.
Exactly. So it's 3rd down and 10, and judging by the sounds of the crowd, I know they don't want to yell too much when they're over center, but they wonder how much the Lions are going to get done against the strong Eagle club the rest of the way, even with this break. 3rd and 10. And Harrington's throw, and they wanted to go to Williams again, but it was deflected by Keith Adams, the linebacker. Now, again, normally you'd say, well, it's 4th down, 4-down territory, but you're too far out. The crowd doesn't agree with this call to send Nick Harris on.
No, and here you see that the secret is out on Roy Williams. And we talk about pressuring the quarterback and making him uncomfortable. I think the way that the Philadelphia defense has covered Roy Williams today with the brackets and the double coverage is that they've kind of got him out of rhythm because he makes that catch. I mean, I watched him at practice. That's a catch that he can make 9 times out of 10.
Fair catch called for by Reno Mahi, and it will go in to the end zone for the touchback. He's caught 8, gone over 100 yards, but they've gone to the well very, very often today. And the Eagles will get the ball back still within a minute of this 4th quarter. Coming up next in the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Stay with us because the Packers and the Colts battle at it, and that's Brett Favre and Peyton Manning. This is a high-caliber quarterback matchup coming up. And running backs playing a role. Edgerrin James will play. He's been shaken up, but gets the okay to play. And, of course, Ahman Green, the most rushing yards in the league.
We can keep moving that out to the wide receiver spot with Marvin Harrison and Javon Walker and the whole crew up there in Green Bay. There's just quite a bit of talent going to be on the field this afternoon.
Terrell Owens incomplete. Of course, Terrell Owens and Steve Mariucci meet up once again. Second time they have faced each other since Mariucci coached Terrell Owens. And that was the incident in which Owens went to the Dallas logo, the star, twice in a game and spiked the ball once, posed in the other. There was a brawl, and he was suspended for 1 game by Mariucci. And the two have kind of patched things up since, as Brian Westbrook, shirt tails flying, goes outside for no gain.
I actually applauded Steve Mariucci on that one because it was a great rivalry, the Niners and the Cowboys at that point, and the league was probably going to step in and do something, but it means more when it comes from within your organization. And I really had a lot of respect for Steve Mariucci sitting him down for a game, and I know that Terrell was probably very upset about it, but being a part of that rivalry and the respect that we had for San Francisco, and it was an interesting afternoon when I watched those antics.
You don't have that opinion because he did it on the Star, do you at all?
No, I would have had it anywhere. If he would have done it on that crazy purple bird up in Baltimore, I would have been upset.
And that's what it is, a crazy purple bird. All right, here's McNabb in the pocket, firing to Terrell Owens, and Owens wide open with the reception. And a big gain got wide open and beat the defense, and 55 yards to Owens and a first down at the 25-yard line of Detroit.
There's just no backing off in this offense. He turns Terrence Holt around. He goes to break to the post, gets him to open his hips, and then breaks to the corner. And this is what I like about Philadelphia this year. They are finishing this game. They're not trying to run the clock out. They're not getting into that 4-minute drill that everybody talks about, that take time off the clock. Their thing, and we talk about Jim Johnson on the defensive side, I don't care what happens during the game as long as we don't let them score. On the other side now, it seems like, hey, regardless of what the situation is, I want points, more points.
6 catches, 107 yards, and McNabb just trying to get out of danger. Was looking for Westbrook, bringing up 2nd down and 10, so the Eagles are threatening again. Still early in the 4th quarter. Terrell Owens with his 26th career 100-yard catching game, and his touchdown reception is 5th. So I guess things have worked out for him to this point. Didn't want to go to Baltimore, wanted to go with Philly and McNabb, and so far it's worked out great for those guys.
And he has done a good job adjusting to the style, because they spread the ball around in Philadelphia. And someone on the snap, smart play by Donovan McNabb right there. Don't try and make something out of nothing. Just get down on the ball, cover it up, and let's get back in the huddle and try this thing all over again. But Terrell Owens, I have been impressed by the fact that he hasn't become disruptive. And you know, maybe we're all still waiting for it. I don't think it's going to happen. He's getting his touchdowns. He's getting his catches. Philadelphia is a very proficient offense right now. So I think everything that we in the media were concerned about when he went to this team, I think Andy Reid has probably done a very good job of some give and take. And Tony, you know how, I know you're outspoken about coaches treating everybody different, and Andy Reid has his hands full when you talk about a guy like Terrell Owens.
And now he gets to the game earlier, so that's a good sign, too.
I'll tell you what, as long as he performs, I mean, he is definitely a guy. We got a holding call right there.
Westbrook on the receiving end going out of bounds, and you were right there to see it.
Yeah, Fraley hugged some guy. I didn't pick up who the guy was, but you can't hug him. Trying to help him out.
Did he hear you?
Yeah, I think so. He smiled.
Well, Philadelphia is a very good screen
Holding
team.
Offense, number 63, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Told you.
They have all the elements to be a good screen team. You have to have an athletic front line, and there's Hank Fraley with the hugging, as Tony called it. But then your quarterback has to be able to buy time. Your running backs have to have a good feel. Brian Westbrook does a good job of setting up the blocks for his offensive linemen. When they're out in space on a screen, it's very difficult. And, they've got all the elements. And we've seen a couple times today when they get into a situation, a 3rd and 12, a 3rd and 13, they are not afraid to call a screenplay because they know they have the ability to get the necessary yards to keep the chains moving.
3rd down and 19. Eagles on the 34 of Detroit. Flag down out of the shotgun, and here's McNabb with a penalty marker. And McNabb slides at the 27-yard line. And the preliminary indication that may be a false start against the Eagles, and that will be the call. It's 5 yards, yes. 5 yards? 5 yards.
They're still working on it.
And Steve Mariucci pointing out exactly where that ball would be on that 5-yard false start penalty, or it'd be 4th down.
Illegal formation, offense. Number 7-2 was off the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So they have a 3rd down play. And, of course, a lot had to do with where the ball was placed because the Eagles were in field goal range before. Now they're on the 39-yard line.
Giving up time for points. You give them an extra play and take some time off the clock. But, yeah, they are well within David Akers' field goal range.
Donovan McNabb has completed 7 of 10. There you see the arrow, 3rd down and 24. The backfield, the pass is caught by Mike Bartram, and the tight end gets down to the 21-yard line. So now this will be 4th down and a chip shot possibility for Akers. An 18-yard pickup. And Akers will come in to try to kick his third field goal of the second half.
Just a good play call again by the Eagles offensive coaches. You're not going to convert that one.
No.
So give yourself an opportunity to move the chains, get it down there into a spot where David Akers is much more comfortable.
And a 39-yard attempt. Akers from 26 and 47 earlier. And this kick is perfect. David Akers accounting for all of the scoring here in the second half with 3 field goals, and the Eagles have opened up their biggest lead of the game, 30-7.
Units per transaction, then we could up the margins by a very sizable
Tuesday.
I'm gonna fix this town.
And we'll see about that. Walking Tall delivers.
Let's go.
Rock solid action. The Rock. Walking Tall on DVD Tuesday.
Mr. Goodwrench, who is this one and only GM expert? I gotta find this guy.
You're Mr. Goodwrench.
Yep.
Which means you use genuine GM parts.
Well, actually, we all do.
Now you're just trying to throw me. Mr. Goodwrench had over 1 million hours of GM training last year?
That's right.
Doesn't leave much time for Mrs. Goodwrench now, does it?
Find Mr. Goodwrench at over 7,000 GM dealerships nationwide.
If Mr. Goodwrench were a tool, what kind of tool would he be?
A wrench?
Ooh, sorry. Miter saw is what we were looking for. Miter saw.
Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL, presents real Browns fans.
We don't eat pickles.
Jim and Noreen Gafkin will get ready for the game with their Visa card.
We shake them.
And their pickles.
I always order a cheesesteak every Sunday. So I grabbed the pickle in a fit of disgust. You're playing terrible. You're awful. The next play, the Browns scored a touchdown. All of a sudden, I found the pickle power. Pickle power, pickle power, pickle power.
They got their Visa. They've got their pickles. They're ready. Visa, get ready for the game.
Pretty impressive performance by the Eagles. They scored 31 points to beat the Giants in the opener, 27 Monday night. They've got 30 already with a lot of time left.
You mentioned earlier that the only team in the NFL to win both their games by 10 points or more the first 2 weeks, and they're continuing that right now. And in everything we expected, that Philadelphia maybe could come in here feeling really good about themselves. Detroit maybe a better team than they anticipated and come in a little bit flat emotionally. They have taken it to the Lions since the start of this game and have never let up.
And you could just see the look on Steve Mariucci's face that he says, you know, it could be a little deer in the headlights day for the Lions. They're getting better, but obviously not there yet. There's Eddie Drummond on the return, and the crowd loves it. Eddie Drummond and J.R. Reed slows him up, but not before another brilliant return. Finally broke one. After struggling all day, thanks to the Eagles' coverage, that was a 73-yard kickoff return, and one of the Lions is shaken up.
Well, this is the area that has really got them to 2-0. They had the blocked field goal return for a touchdown against Chicago week 1. And then last week, Steve Mariucci actually challenged Eddie Drummond. He said, listen, we need a big one from you right now to get the momentum back on our side. He went out, took one back, 99 yards for a touchdown. And again, in this situation, down 30-7 with just a little over 10 minutes to go. They needed something big, and Eddie Drummond gives it to him again.
So a 73-yard return. He had the 99 for the touchdown last week, averaging 31 on the year. Jared DeVries is the Lion that's shaken up.
And there's a job that nobody likes. You got to go in and attack the wedge, 52, Jason Short, and that's where the collision occurred right there. And the player that is down was the guy that he hit, Jared DeVries, number 95, a defensive lineman. And Jason Short just came in. You don't want to catch this. These guys are a few cards short of a full deck anyways. It takes a lot of gumption to get down there and just run into a big old defensive lineman who's standing still.
DeVries walking off on his own power. And the Lions, after that great kick return, well, you pointed out at the top, you look at the offense and defense, okay, but for the Lions, the special teams got them to 2-0. From the 29-yard line, Joey Harrington facing that Eagle defense under siege again, and this time takes off and runs with it and picks up about 4 or 5. It was Dhani Jones who put the pressure on initially, and Nate Wayne making the tackle.
Kind of a catch-22, though. You don't want the thing that you do the best to be your kickoff return, because that means that the opposition scoring some touchdowns. That means you got a lot of practice at it.
Harrington today has been hurried. Sometimes the hurrieds are more impressive than the sacks.
Yeah, the hurrieds and the hits, that's what causes the happy feet that Tony talked about. He's uncomfortable in the pocket. He's having to make his decisions before he would like to. The receivers out are the breaks. This is a rhythm offense that's based on timing.
Artuz Pinner trying to go wide, and he is slowed up by Nate Wayne, or slowed up by Jeremiah Trotter. And the tackle is made in a 4-yard loss back to the 29-yard line.
The pursuit of that Eagles defense, I mean, you just really can't run laterally against them. Everybody is going to the ball, and you're seeing more teams coach that way. That's when all the good things happen. If that ball does go on the ground, and we've seen Detroit, you know, they've caused the most fumbles in the league. They've recovered the most. That's because one of the points of emphasis that their defensive coaches talk about is getting everybody around the football. When that ball goes on the ground, your chances are better when you've got a team that pursues well.
Sean Bryson replacing Artuz Pinner. Kevin Jones went out with injury in the first quarter. Here they're sending, it seems, everybody. And the pass caught by Roy Williams.
Whoa.
And still on his feet. What a brilliant play and a touchdown. That is a brilliant run after the catch. And that wasn't easy for Roy Williams. The making of a star in the NFL. Wow.
Watch everybody up. They've got everybody on Philadelphia up. They have to adjust to the quick slant. A nice catch right there, but watch the effort as he finishes it. Keith Adams has a shot. Here comes Roderick Hood over. He can't get him down, but the coordination, everybody there did a great job. The offensive line with the protection, that was a max blitz by Jim Johnson. They got it all blocked up. They turned the outside guys free. Joey Harrington has the right play called. They execute for a touchdown.
2-point conversion coming up for the Lions, trailing now by 30 to 13. And Roy Williams may be tired out, but he's in motion. Here is Harrington, fires, and it's tipped, and nearly caught, and it is picked off. It's no good. The conversion, as Michael Lewis making the interception, looked like Roy Williams had a chance to hold on to that ball. So the 2-point conversion is nullified, and the score remains 30 to 13 in favor of Philadelphia.
If you talk on the phone as much as I... Hold on. Hello? Yeah. Can I call you back? Okay. Singular has a plan. Mom? Hi. No way. Yeah. As I was saying.
At Singular, get our best deal ever. 1,000 nationwide anytime minutes, including rollover. Just $39.99. Hurry in and get a new Motorola camera phone.
I call it my... I gotta take this plan.
Come in to find out how Singular fits you best.
Sorry about that. You all right?
Yeah.
An accident isn't your best moment. But at State Farm, we'd like to think it's ours. In fact, according to J.D. Power and Associates, customers rated us higher than any other insurance company for collision repair satisfaction.
Yeah, everything's fine. I talked to State Farm.
We know this isn't your best moment, but it's a moment you'll be glad you have a State Farm agent. So call us today.
Rivalries ignite into a full-scale war.
I hit you so hard that I could kill you. So what are you threatening me now?
The next great champ, all new at 9, 8 Central Fox Tuesday.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Hummer. Check out the H2. Hummer, like nothing else.
And so the Detroit Lions trailing all the way and by big margins, getting a touchdown on a spectacular run, bouncing off like a pinball machine for Roy Williams. 2-point conversion failed, so it is 30 to 13 with 8:34 remaining in the fourth quarter. Jason Hanson Kicking off, J.R. Reed back deep for the Eagles. Reed returning from the 3 and hit hard at the 21. It's been a big day for Donovan McNabb. He'll go to work again.
ArcaX, the world's largest fully electronic stock exchange.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough. I'm full! Taco Bell's new Big Bell Value Menu, featuring the spicy chicken burrito with shredded chicken simmered in authentic Mexican spices. To keep your stomach and your wallet full, think outside the bun.
Ebert and Roper give Ladder 49 2 thumbs up. It's powerful, gripping, one of the year's best films.
Keep your eyes on me, okay?
Ladder 49, rated PG-13, in theaters October 1st.
Hello, sick people. In the interest of saving time and avoiding a lot of useless chit-chat later, I'm Dr. Gregory House.
I was expecting you on my
7. Who's excited?
This fall, if there is a cure, he will find it.
If these two have different reactions, we'll know how to save the rest.
When there's no hope, he's the answer.
You're risking a patient's life.
From the director of X-Men and The Usual Suspects.
Should I just continue the treatment, boss?
You got lucky.
Cool, huh?
House, a new series coming Fox Fall.
Go back and take a look at the protection. Here come your blitzers right here. 2 safeties and a linebacker. They're going to do a great job of passing everything off because that means these 2 guys become your widest guys by the scheme. They turn them loose. What that does, that what allows 5 offensive linemen to block the 7. It gives Joey Harrington the time to get the ball out to Roy Williams, who does a great job of finishing the play. But you've got 7 blitzers coming. You've got 5 to protect, 6 with the running back. They turn the outside guys loose to allow the most time for Joey Harrington to get the ball out, and they convert it for a touchdown.
Eagles on the 21. Their speed defensively. Loss of 3 thanks to Bracy Walker's play. Remember, the Lions playing without Dre Bly, who has a sprained knee. He's a starting cornerback. Andre Goodman, a strained thigh. So they are thin in the secondary. Not what you want against the likes of McNabb and T.O.
No, and the list goes on. L.J. Smith, he's out of the lineup right now, but he's there. Chad Lewis, Todd Pinkston, Greg Lewis. There's so many weapons that the one place you can't be thin at is in your secondary when you play the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's exactly where the Lions found themselves starting the game today.
2nd down and 13. McNabb's pass off the hands of Terrell Owens, incomplete now. For a game break, let's go to Los Angeles and James Brown.
Hey, Dick, Cubs were a half a game up on the Giants in the wild card until there. Kerry Wood walking with the bases loaded. Mets 3 runs. That's all that was needed. Cubs now tied with San Francisco. San Francisco plays later tonight. Most of you will see the Packers taking on the Colts. Favre against Manning. That coming up later. Back to Dick Stockton.
All right, JB, thank you very much. That'll be a great quarterback battle. And, boy, the Cubs have blown 2 big games to the Mets the last 2 days. Here is McNabb on the screen to Westbrook, and he's tackled once again. Great play by Sean Rogers. And Sean Rogers, a rare talent, is described by Dick Giron, and proving it there. Loss of 2.
Going to the well one too many times on that one. They have gone to the screen pass in the 3rd and long situation several times. Sean Rogers, you got to be able to read your keys on the screens, and he found out what they were and looked up, found Brian Westbrook heading out to the flat and just chased him down.
He sniffed that one out real early, Moose, real early.
He got off Donovan McNabb after his 2nd step.
Well, the crowd yelling Eddie Drummond with an opportunity for a punt return here. He's on his own 38-yard line as Dirk Johnson kicks it in the air. It's a great kick by Johnson, sending Drummond back inside the 30. Nearly fell over, not much room, and down he goes. That was a terrific punt by Dirk Johnson. in his second year with the Eagles, 54 yards. More important, Drummond could not do anything with it, and the Lions will start from the 33. Roderick Hood, once again, good coverage on punts today for Philadelphia.
We've seen good special teams play across the board.
Oh, absolutely. Both teams have been very good in that department. Well, tonight, it's a television event with the biggest acts in music and the hottest trends in fashion. Join Beyonce, Usher, and more for a celebration of style and sound as Dennis Leary hosts Fashion Rocks following The Simpsons tonight at 7:30, 6:30 Central on Fox. Roderick Hood, who made the tackle on Drummond, the injured player.
I think it's kind of that forgotten phase, and these are two football teams whose special teams coaches have done a great job of getting the importance across to all their players. We've seen what Detroit has been able to do their first 2 games through special teams, and then the big lift they had here today. And then you look at what Philadelphia has done over the last 4 or 5 years with John Harbaugh, their special teams coach. Is just it's a forgotten phase. And Reno Mahe and J.R. Reed, they have done a really nice job this year of getting the Eagles into favorable field position. So now you've got this explosive offense with all these weapons, and their kickoff return and their punt return units are putting them in great field position all day on top of it.
So the injured player slowly walking off the field, Roderick Hood, who is the nickel corner on the Philadelphia Eagles. That was a terrific punt by Dirk Johnson, because the Lions could have had great field position.
A guy that doesn't get a whole lot of opportunities during the course of the game. He has done a very good job today in reestablishing field position for the Eagles defense.
Sean Bryson, the running back. They lost Kevin Jones, their fine rookie, early from the 33-yard line, and Harrington had no choice to get rid of it, and it was Ike Reese who came in unabated.
How many defensive coaches do you see throw a big blitz at an offense and have it converted for a touchdown and then back away? You know, hey, you burned me once. That's it for me. Jim Johnson comes out, his first snap, he comes up with something, and Ike Reese gets turned loose, and he's down in the guard center gap. I don't understand how a guy like that gets turned down, but he will never back away. He has got a style and a philosophy, and if you burn me, great, because you better maintain the way you did that, because I'm coming back after you the next snap.
Conservative is not in that man's lexicon, and wide open for the reception is Ty Streets, and he appears to have the first down for the Lions with under 6.5 in the fourth.
Well, all day long, Joey Harrington has been uncomfortable in the pocket, and it wasn't until that last touchdown where they really had an opportunity to execute. And even when they're not getting the sack, they're getting the pressure, they're getting the hit, they're getting the hurry, forcing turnovers right there, moving and fumbling the ball. And it just forces you all the time to be thinking and moving.
Sean Bryson gets free and goes outside and is dragged down out of bounds at the 31-yard line. A 25-yard gain by Bryson after the strong safety Michael Lewis missed him, and the Lions starting to threaten once again.
This is their quarter. Offensively, for whatever reason, they play very well here. Sean Bryson is just a handoff up the middle. He breaks 2 tackles. Michael Lewis has got a chance to stop him for a 3-4-yard game. That is what is going to drive Jim Johnson crazy, because in the opening game, they allowed a 72-yard touchdown run by Tiki Barber late in the game.
First down on the 31-yard line with 5 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. And still a huge lead for the Eagles. Harrington out of the shotgun, stepping up and going deep. And the pass to Streets is incomplete, and it was Sheldon Brown with him all the way. And Brown very alertly did not make any contact with Streets after the 5-yard zone.
We pointed out the way they struggled in the first quarter, but look what they do in the fourth quarter. And it's not just Joey Harrington and the team. It's across the board. You look at that rating, 145.4 in the fourth quarter and just 56.3 in the first quarter. For whatever reason, the offense comes out and really struggles in the beginning of the game. And, it goes back again to the resiliency that Steve Mariucci talks about with this team. There is an attitude here that they're never going to quit. They're not out of it. And I think it's a change of attitude over the Lions of the past 3 years.
2nd and 10, and Harrington nowhere to go with it. Is tackled from behind by Ike Reese, bringing up 3rd down. This is definitely 2 down territory for the Lions. as it is 3rd down and long. They'll have 2 plays to try to get the first down. They've got to get it to the 21 as the clock continues to wind down. The Eagles in front 30-13.
You know, Moose, you look at the Eagles in their game today, and just something that's consistent over game, and you pointed it out. And every defensive coach, you know, you said about the Giants game, Tiki Barber with that long run in the 4th quarter. And then today, every coach, and I know Jim Johnson because he was my defensive coordinator when I was with the Indianapolis Colts, and he praises every day and beats it into you. You have to finish a game.
And that's what the Eagles are trying to do, Tony, as Steven Alexander makes the 10-yard reception. And they first down at the 20-yard line. Pressure from behind. Fumble. And the Lions recover. Javon Curse knocking the ball away from Harrington, and a loss of 3 yards on the play.
Javon Curse going to come from the outside. You saw him go around real quick again. When he gets by Stalker McDougal, he can get straight across to Joey Harrington. And there's that thing you hear a lot of coaches talk to the quarterbacks. When they're in the pocket, if you're moving around and it feels as though the play is breaking down, you got to get 2 hands on the ball, because these guys are so good at when they break free. They're not trying for the sack. They're trying for a sack fumble.
Second sack of the game for Curse. And here's Ty Streets. Breaks away from a tackler, gets inside the 20-yard line. With 3.5 to go, Hollis Thomas making the play, a 4-yard pickup. So it'll be 3rd down. And again, the Lions have 2 downs to try to get the first. They've got to get it inside the 10. They need 9 right now.
It's amazing that Philadelphia could be in control of this football game the entire time, and you're getting down now to just over 3 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, and there's a sense of uneasiness of how they're going to finish this game.
And the pass out to Alexander, and he is tackled short of the first down by a good 5 yards by Dhani Jones. And the clock continues to run, and now the timeout called by the Lions. It is their first timeout. They have 2 remaining here in the 4th quarter, and an opportunity to set up that 4th down play. Again, want to remind you, the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, most of you will see the great quarterback matchup between Brett Favre of the Packers and Peyton Manning of the Indianapolis Colts. Both teams 1-1 coming in.
You pointed out, Dick, this is 4-down territory, and I like that play call on 3rd down. It's something that's conservative, but it gives you the opportunity to be, in a situation where we talked about Donovan McNabb. The playbook is open. There's more plays that you can use in this situation. You try and get the first down in one big chunk on that 3rd down play, and it becomes incomplete. Now you're looking at 3rd down and 9, and that's much more difficult. There's so many different things you can do, especially in this West Coast style, when you get into this distance right here.
Well, Steve Mariucci in his 2nd year as head coach of this Detroit Lion club, and they did not wilt when they were down by as many as 30-7. Threatened again, but this is 4th down right here. 4th and 5 for the Lions, and Harrington's pass, and it is incomplete in the end zone, intended for Ty Streets. And the Philadelphia Eagles will take over on downs with under 3 minutes remaining in the game.
Looked like Joey Harrington tried to fit that in. Ty Streets seems to be going to the corner. He had a lot of pressure in his face. I don't know if he was able to get through his complete throwing motion, but trying to get maybe a corner route dropped in there.
And that signals exit time for the fans here at Ford Field, almost on cue. Many of them leaving, but it was, you'd have to say, an experience for this club to build on. Steve Mariucci said, you wonder how we're going to respond in a game like this against the toughest team we played all year. Here's Brian Westbrook around end, and Westbrook stays in bounds.
Smart play. Those are the things that you just can't teach some people. It's an instinct to know where you are on the field, what the stage of the game is right now. It's not about getting yards and getting out of bounds. It's about winning for the team, and heads-up play by Brian Westbrook.
They've never lost, the Eagles, under Andy Reid. when they have scored 30 or more points. They're right at that number right now. And the Eagles are headed for their 3rd straight victory. First time since the 1993 season when they opened up with 4 wins in a row. And they showed that they may be as good as anyone in the NFC. And off to the great start. Here's Westbrook diving to the 25-yard line. And a stoppage of the clock. And once again, a reunion of 2 coaches who worked for Mike Holmgren. These are the assistants who became head coaches. What a crew.
And we got a couple more involved in this game. Marty Morningway is with the Philadelphia Eagles. Dick Geron, the defensive coordinator of the Lions, both previous head coaches in the NFL. And John Gruden and Ray Rhodes. And that's a pretty impressive group that came out of that Green Bay staff that was actually also part of that San Francisco tree that will take all the way back to Paul Brown. I'm actually going to give him the initial.
Was it Bill Walsh?
Yes, exactly. I'm going to give him the initial trunk of that tree.
Andy Reid was a tight end and assistant offensive line coach with the Packers, 92 to 95. Steve Mariucci, the quarterback coach. They shared the same office. And as we said at the top, Andy Reid called Steve Mariucci and said, look how far we've come. We are on the front page, not of sports, but of the whole paper of the National USA Today. And I can't wait to kick your butt. He's following through on that plan as well. As McNabb throws it out of bounds, and we'll have our 2-minute warning now with 1:57 showing on the clock. McNabb with another brilliant performance at quarterback. 3 in a row for Donovan as the Eagles roll.